Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Vesever Storytime. We will be continuing with Danganronpa Chapter 4 today, where we do the trial. We're moving right along, and I don't know how many chapters there are. I think maybe 6. Because what I remember the first one there was 6, and then the quick kind of wrap up after. So I think that's what's going to happen this time as well. So we're getting there. We're getting there. So close. So close. The welcome guitar. Sad that you won't be able to stay. That's okay. Reminds you of Chihiro? Yes. Yes, she does. Alright, so once again, I have like no skills. I should really buy some. I wonder, can I buy some outside the... There's one point that someone was showing me once upon a time. That's all good. Finish the preparations. It's Chiaki, it's like the same. Chihiro, Chiaki, it's true. So just watch. We're going to find out she's a cross-dresser too.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it.
Oh, ha 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 ha. Miken's cross out is the plus. Like they tilted over for her medical self. So she gets a special cross, and Teru gets a special cross with the knife and fork. We saw her in a swimsuit. That is true. That is very true. You make it yourself. You make a very good point there. Yep, no, doesn't look like there's really any other special X's besides Echo's here being large.
If you vote correctly,
hey Kate, thank you very much for the lurk.
Will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person,
Imagine Chihiro in the swimsuit reveal it's true. Where Monokuma says it's a special swimming competition. You have to be there. And in a swimsuit, Chihiro will be like, oh no! One Piece isn't right. Well, I mean, you could still wear a One Piece, but yeah, there would be... Unless... Tuck and roll, guitar. Tuck and roll.
I'll punish everyone besides the Blackened.
Why, hello
and that
there,
person
Bait.
will earn the right to leave this island.
How was the rest of your games with Trig?
I'm sure you guys are starving by now, but let's get revved up and raring to go. Whoever survives will be treated to a fancy lunch. Guess what? Rabbit curry is on the menu.
Huh? I'm not the main ingredient, right?
I'm here today because Coach Nekomaru risked his life to protect me.
Find a pic of a guy wearing One Piece that will be Twitch safe. Technically, yeah. I can think of a few different pictures out there. But, yeah, they're all, yeah.
I'm gonna be the one who avenges him.
As long as it's not like Borat.
Who the killer is. I'm definitely not tempted by curry. Got it?
Akane, you seem to have an impressive amount of drool flowing from your mouth.
Hey, why don't we try going over the incident? We weren't
Drool.
able to leave Strawberry House, so I want to make sure we get a detailed understanding.
I discovered Nekomaru's body a little before 7 a.m. I headed over to Grape Tower for Monokuma Taichi and found the body there. Hajime and Chiaki were also with me.
Hajime was with Miss Sonia and Chiaki that early in the morning?
Yeah, that's right, Kazuichi.
Don't tell me you three were together since last night!
Yes!
I am not some woman with flexible legs.
Wait, what?
Of course you're not. You're much classier than that.
I'm not some woman with flexible legs. Well, then.
With legs like those, I could probably do the splits real easy.
We just happened to run into each other on the first floor of Grape House. We went to the tower together.
And then, the three of us discovered Nekomaru's body.
Yeah, Bait, looking into things a bit more, I'm very tempted to do that AI Somnia game at some point soon too. That one has a lot more voice acting, so I won't have to do as much reading, which is nice. But apparently the story is quite good. Soma, well, I do have Soma as well. No, it's another game by the same people here. Right, jumps off. AI, the Somnium Files. I was probably looking at doing Soma. There's so many games. I have to really think about, okay, which one am I going to be doing next? Although it is spooky October, so scary, spoopy games are. Yeah, I've got Play Now. It's in my library. Cool. Maybe I should do that one next. Completely different. Take a break from some of this anime-ish.
The announcement was made soon after. Akane heard that and rushed over.
We heard the body discovery announcement too, from Strawberry House, obviously.
Mako Mega would love to see me do the Rapture as well. I have that on PS4, so I could do that one. It's a nice, quicker walking simulator, nice story elements going all the way through.
As I recall,
Not very long.
we found out the elevator was out of order, which left us stuck.
Heroes definitely weaved you down pretty hard. Yeah, we've been doing this. What was it? The first Danganronpa was 12 streams, and this one's already, we're like getting right up there as well. Especially all in a row. So that's why I don't mind taking a small break as well.
So we decided to go to the tower for the time being and headed for Strawberry Hall. But someone even broke Strawberry Hall's door button. We couldn't go anywhere because of that.
Thinking we should at least find some method to communicate, we set our sights on the lounge telephone.
Forget these boring intros. Let's talk about the killer.
We gotta know.
It's definitely someone from Strawberry House.
What do you mean, definitely?
There's no way a chick would kill someone so cruelly. So it must be one of you Strawberry House dudes. One of you better hurry up and confess, or I'll break all of you in half!
You're the cruelest one here!
Now, enough with the lovers' quarrel. We need to think about this
Oh, there's your sassy Chiaki guitar.
seriously. We don't have the luxury of discussing irrelevant things. The incident this time has many questions.
The incident notwithstanding, I also have many questions.
Then let's start with something even Miss Sonia can understand. The weapon.
Oh, he's getting really upset with how many other guys she's hanging out with now. Start with something even Miss Sonia can understand.
Well, the weapon is obvious, right? You guys, the weapon. You can totally tell just by looking.
I swear that it's better be Nagito again going, huh, just on his eyes. Aw. You tell what the weapon is just by looking? It wouldn't be much of a mystery if that were true. The only thing at the crime scene that looked like a weapon was probably the hammer. Oh my gosh.
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime.
That killer, huh?
Everybody's ignoring the hammer.
The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him.
If it was unexpected, I suppose that is possible.
That's right. It was a surprise beating. The weapon is decided.
Surprise beating, eh? Oh gosh. Just those two things, eh? The hammer in the tower was the weapon. Like you said, it looks like that's the case, but...
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime.
That killer.
No, the killer used and beat the crap out of him.
Alright, I guess we'll agree with
If
him.
it was unexpected, I suppose that is possible.
That's right. It was a surprise beating.
Oh. Maybe you better cover fire. Oh man. Oh man.
I guess we should figure out the weapon
Okay,
first.
we've got the chain.
The weapon weapon was right there at the scene of the crime.
Pillar fragments.
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him!
If it was unexpected, I suppose that is possible.
That's right. It was a surprise beating.
What's this wire say? Body and left leg were tied up with a metal wire. The tip of that wire was also tied in a loop. I guess we could use this to say no, it wasn't the hammer. Well, no, because that would be agreeing. So
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
what's oil on the floor? Fatal head wound? No. Tripped over the pillar. I guess tipped over pillar could work.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime.
Or beat him up.
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him.
No. Gosh darn it.
Damn it!
I guess we should figure out the
Oh,
weapon first.
it's a new looking hammer. They couldn't have beat the crap out of him with it because it's clean and new looking, right?
No, the hammer! The killer
Derpity
used
derp.
and beat the crap out of him.
I wasn't thinking clearly. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, I can't accept that that hammer was the murder weapon.
Why not? Why can't you accept it?
A lot of oil was flowing from Nekomaru's body, just like human blood, right?
And that's why I think the hammer was used on the pillar to knock it down. Like, he cracked it somehow with one blow or multiple blows. Maybe he damaged it. Smashed onto his head.
To beat Nekomaru, you'd expect some oil to be on it at least.
But that hammer was clean. So that's why you can't accept that it's the murder weapon.
Well, yeah, but killer might have wiped off the oil later.
Why?
Well, obviously, to make the hammer look like it's not the murder weapon.
Then why bother cleaning the oil? If they didn't want it to look suspicious, they would have discarded the hammer.
You're pretty insightful, baby gangsta.
Oh, yeah.
Baby gangsta? Me?
Baby.
Just so you all know, I was trying to test you guys. I thought, maybe you guys mistook the hammer for the weapon or something.
Seems that was a waste of time.
Then what was the real weapon used to murder Nekomaru?
That's the problem. There wasn't anything else at the crime scene that looked like a potential weapon.
Then, how about we look at it from a different angle? If it doesn't have oil on it, it's not the weapon. So whatever has oil on it must be the weapon, right?
That's right. The weapon has oil on it, but it's something the crime scene that had oil on it. Well, we have the broken pillar. Yes, his own body was the lethal weapon.
The only thing with oil on it is that broken pillar.
Then that pillar is the weapon. Coach Nekomaru got clobbered with that pillar.
Nobody could withstand a blow from that pillar. Even if you used 100% of your muscle strength, it would be impossible to wield it as a weapon.
Why?
Unless he was asleep.
We tried to move it, right?
Grrr. No use. It's barely budging. Didn't I tell you?
Yeah, that pillar was pretty freaking heavy. But there's one dude who could have lifted that pillar.
Huh? Who are you talking about?
Coach Nekomaru's robot body. With that dude's super strength, lifting a pillar would be real easy.
So, I mean, he might have lifted that pillar, and then the killer used the loop of the wire to pull his leg out from under him? I don't know.
So,
And then he
lifted
dropped
the
it on his
pillar,
head.
And then what? Did he use it to beat himself?
You mean Nekomaru killed himself?
Don't be stupid. He ain't the type to commit suicide.
Then even if Nekomaru could have lifted that pillar, it has nothing to do with the case at all.
Well, I guess you're right.
What the heck?
But it does bother me a little. That word, suicide. By the way, the fourth murder... Ooh, that's what I forgot to do. There we go. By the way, the fourth murder of the killing school life was apparently ruled a suicide. Huh? No, that shouldn't matter. There's no way Nekomaru would commit
But
suicide.
that's a problem. If it's not the pillar, then there's no other weapon we can think of.
There may be a way to use the pillar as a weapon without lifting it.
Huh? For reals?
Yes, for reals.
I see. So my gut was right after all.
They're all getting a little more sassy now.
It's up to you, Sonia. Prove that pillar was the murder weapon.
Understood. Then I shall give it my all. Sonia, here I go!
Okay, I'm going. You know what? You guys that are here are awesome. So what we're going to do? Oh man, we got 4. Whee! Closing this darn community gift chest. It's bothering me seeing it sitting there up at the top the entire time, going like "Brop," with no ways to close it. So congratulations to all the winners of a lovely World of Tanks care package. Wire, I bet you that's what's going to be.
There's no need to lift that pillar.
The pillar was not lifted. Beating him with it is beyond a dream.
What about tipping the pillar over? They aimed right for his head and bullseye.
Even I could probably tip it over.
Yeah.
Considering the pillar's weight, it probably exerted a ton of force.
Sonia, you go, girl! I'm getting hella excited!
Alright then. Pillar murdered Nekomaru by tipping over the pillar? Is that really it?
There's no need to lift that pillar.
Let's see, what's the tipped over pillar here? Oil on floor. Fatal head wound.
If the pillar was not...
Chain. What's this chain? Nope. Don't care about that. Pillar fragments. Oh, there we go. Okay, yes. Because the pillar fragments were underneath his body. Hello? There they are. Scattered underneath his body. However, there are no fragments on top.
Beating him with it is beyond a dream.
What
That's
about
what's gonna
tipping
be.
the pillar over? They aimed right for his head and bullseye.
Even I could probably tip it over.
I don't know if it's going to be that first one.
Considering the pillar's weight, it probably exerted a ton of force.
Sonia!
We'll try it on the
I'm
first
getting
one.
hella excited!
There's no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was not lifted, beating him with it is beyond a dream.
What about tipping the pillar over?
Ah, son of a.
They aimed right for his head and bull.
Even I could, considering it probably exerted.
Sonia! I'm getting hella excited!
Do. Fast
There's no
forward.
need to lift.
If the pillar was beating him with it is...
What about tipping the pillar over?
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
Countered! You're wrong!
If Nekomaru was crushed by the pillar, then there should have been fragments on top of his body.
Huh? Fragments?
The pillar fragments were scattered beneath Nekomaru's body, but there weren't any on top of his body. If the pillar had been tipped over and crushed it, the fragments should have been on top of his body instead.
I briefly considered that too, but it's probably not what happened.
I see. That was entirely my bad.
If they didn't tip it over, then how did the killer murder Nekomaru with that pillar?
How much longer are you gonna focus on the pillar? Just let it go already!
There's no way I can let it go. I'm positive that Nekomaru was killed by that pillar.
Well, and that's just the thing, right? There's a big oil stain
Why are
on
you
it,
so certain
so
about that?
there's still something with the
I just-
pillar.
I have a feeling.
A feeling, huh? That's just your instincts.
But we can't say for sure that that instinct is wrong, can we?
Hmm?
There's another way to use that pillar to kill. You guys just haven't noticed it.
Is that true?
Then I shall ask you, what way is that?
You guys, the same as usual.
Dang, is Nagito like losing his hope?
You're unable to clear a path to the future with your own powers, so you just stand there and falter. What a waste of talent. And you all intend to fight the Future Foundation? You make me laugh.
Ooh.
What did you say? Regardless, it's not like I want to die with the rest of you. So I guess I should lend a hand.
Hey, Nagito. What the hell happened to you? How come you're not talking like a lunatic anymore?
I've learned a valuable lesson. Ignorance is by far the greatest shame.
Huh? What do you mean?
Who cares? Just tell us how the pillar was used to kill.
Well, first of all, the pillar itself is not enough. But when combined with a specific item, there's a way it could be possible.
A specific item?
Of course, the ultimate weapon.
Ultimate weapon?
Isn't that the thing you get when you clear the final dead room?
So, Nagito knows what the ultimate weapon is?
But what is it?
Of course I know, but I'm pretty sure everyone else has seen it, you know?
We've seen it?
That's right. You've seen it clearly. Because I, the one who has claimed dominion over evil and the ultimate weapon, I am he who cuts the insolent catalyst which flows out from the chaos with the sword of victory.
Leave it to Gun to say that his whole body's a lethal weapon.
That I deserve to be called the ultimate weapon.
No, you are far greater than the ultimate weapon, since you wield your 4 dark davas of destruction.
I see. I don't know why, but I'm unliking this.
Cut the bullshit and say it clearly. What is the ultimate weapon?
In order to clarify that, we first need to solve the secret of the funhouse.
Huh? The secret of the funhouse?
You still don't realize it? Jeez, get it together. You're supposed to be the symbols of hope, aren't you?
What did he read that's gotten him
Except for
so
Hajime, of
bothered?
course.
Except for Hajime?
If we make it out of this, I'll explain it to you guys.
Anyway, we must first clarify the secret of the funhouse, right? And I think it must have something to do with the structure of the funhouse. Strawberry House leads to Strawberry Tower, and Grape House leads to Grape Tower. But in actuality, they are both the same building, and both houses are linked to the central tower.
Mm-hmm.
It is undeniable
Is
that
it?
such a sweet building structure is the secret of the funhouse.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Not only does that make perfect sense, but Miss Sonia's beautiful voice is just so soothing.
Full show! I shall leave this matter to your discretion.
The 2 houses are connected to the tower in the middle. I thought that at first too, but I ended up finding proof that completely contradicts that. Strange feeling in tower? What is this strange feeling in the tower? Regardless of whether you entered the tower from Grape Hall or Strawberry Hall, the placement of Nekomaru's body, tipped over pillar, the oil stains, and even the disassembled parts Kazuichi arranged look exactly the same.
Are actually the exact same place.
So that's the secret of the funhouse.
The end.
Is that really it?
It's weird to say they're both the same place. I mean, the walls are different colors.
Mm-hmm.
And the designs on the floor are also different.
We've already settled this problem. Give it 10 years before you argue with Miss Sonia.
Okay, let's go over those clues again. This whole time we've been thinking the 2 towers are the same building, but as the only mystery, there's no way Nagito would mention it.
In In truth, Strawberry Tower and Grape
Then
Tower
over pillar.
are act-
What was Fuyuhiko's account? Nope, that's just the time. So,
that's the secret of the fun.
don't think broken door is going to be. Yeah, I don't think that'll be it. It's going to be the strange feeling. But of which part?
It's weird to say they're both the same place. I mean, the walls are different colors.
See, that doesn't really matter.
And the designs on the floor are also different.
We've already settled this problem. Give
I
it
guess
10
designs
years
on the
before you
floor are
argue with Miss
different.
Sonia.
In truth, Straw are actually the exact same place.
Oh, unless
So that's the secret of the funhouse.
same place.
It's weird to say they're both. I mean, the walls are different. And the designs on the floor are also.
We've already settled this. Give it 10 years before you argue with Miss Sonia.
In truth,
I bet
Strawberry
you.
Tower and Grape Tower are actually the exact same place.
So that's the secret of the funhouse.
Is that really it?
It's weird to say they're both the same. I mean, the walls are different colors. And the designs on the floor are also different.
Oop, that's not it.
Damn it!
In truth, Strawberry Tower and
Because the
Grape
strange
Tower
feeling in tower
are
doesn't.
actually the exact same place.
What's that?
That's the secret of the funhouse.
Exact strange place, the strange feeling in tower.
And the designs on the floor.
We've already settled. Give it 10 years before you argue with Miss Sonia.
In truth, Strawberry Tower and Grape are actually the exact same place.
Yeah, okay.
No, that's wrong.
Worked it out.
Both of those towers, are they really the same place?
What? Why are you asking that now? Do you harbor a grudge because my kingdom destroyed your homeland?
Hajime, I won't tolerate any sort of rebellion.
I mean, doesn't it seem strange? When we went to Grape Tower from Grape Hall, Nekomaru's body was in front of the door to Strawberry Hall. But when we went to Strawberry Tower from Strawberry Hall, his body was in front of the door to Grape Hall.
Ooh.
It's probably some kind of trick, like the floor rotating 180 degrees or something. If it is, then see? That means it could have passed as the exact same place, right?
If so, then what? Do you seriously think such a simple answer is the correct answer?
Does that mean he's wrong?
Oops, I guess I've said too much.
If the floor didn't rotate, then that means we need to think about the structure of the building again.
Bow down.
Oh, we're gonna be fighting.
Then how about this? Somebody moved Nekomaru's body.
What?
Well, we were moving from Grape Tower to Strawberry Tower, but we should have all been together during that time. Even if they tried to move the body inside the tower.
Then Monokuma did it. While we were moving, Monokuma quickly moved things around.
But Nekomaru's body wasn't the only thing moved. Are you saying the broken pillar was moved too?
If it is too
And the
heavy
oil
to
stains
carry,
and
let
blah
them
blah blah
roll.
blah.
Just like if there is no bread, let them eat cake.
Rebuttal showdown. Alright, well, fight to the. Oh my goodness. I guess oil on the
There are
floor.
many different ways.
Oops.
The body in the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled. And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
Advanced!
Moving the
Yay!
body and the pillar in such a short time. That might be hard even for Monokuma, don't you think?
It seems you have forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly strong, wielding the power of the futuristic Robo-Bear. The pillar, the body, everything at the crime scene?
Allow me to cut through.
Not
this
just
work.
everything, but the oil on the floor.
Moving the body and pillar is possible, but it would have been impossible to move the oil on the floor. When the position of Nekomaru's body in the pillar changed, the oil surrounding his body moved too. Physically moving all of the oil like that is simply not possible, no matter how you look at it.
Would have left big stains everywhere.
Then it's impossible to think it was moved.
I am terribly sorry. I cannot believe I got so fired up.
It's all right. A fired up Miss Sonia is awesome to watch.
So what really happened? Does that mean the two towers aren't the same building?
We can't be certain of that either. Not when the experiment involving the handbook I left on the tower floor was a complete success.
Yeah, the e-handbook was still there. That's why we thought the two towers were the same building.
If they're not the same building or two different buildings, then what are they?
No idea.
This mystery ties into the secret of the funhouse. We don't have enough clues to solve that mystery. Then, the only thing we can do is rely on the one person who has those clues. Nagito.
Hey, Nagito. I thought it would come to this. I knew my turn was coming up. Fine. I'll tell you guys a big hint that can help you solve the secret of the funhouse.
Give us the answer, not a friggin' hint.
But then it wouldn't mean anything. I need you guys to do this class trial properly. It's also important for me because it will help me determine something.
Determine? Is he talking about the traitor? If so, oh, you know what? Just realized that Nova Drift command's still on. We don't need that timer going. There we go. Turn those guys off. Success. Alright. Did something happen to him?
But how do we know your hint is any good? It's suspicious that you're the only one who knows it.
I have a good reason for that. The reason I'm the only one who knows it is because I was the only one who performed the appropriate action.
Perform the appropriate action in order to learn the secret? Could he be talking about the Monokuma Tai Chi?
I see!
You're talking about the final dead room, right? You cleared the life-threatening game there and found something, didn't you?
That's right. The hint is what I saw after I cleared it. In the depths of the final dead room, there was a hidden room surrounded by concrete. And there, a small conspicuous window waited, all by itself. From that window, I saw some very strange scenery.
Strange scenery?
Instead of explaining it, it might be faster just to show you. At an opportune time, I found a perfect camera in the final dead room.
Yes, that is true, he did.
Took a picture?
Yep,
He grinned creepily as he retrieved a small digital camera from his inner pocket.
see? This is it.
And as he said that, he showed us a peculiar picture.
Let me explain it to you again.
It's a lot of trees.
I took this picture on the first floor of Strawberry House, from the secret room within the final dead room. But don't you think it's weird? If the funhouse's structure is what you guys have been thinking, then there's lots of things that don't make sense in this picture, right?
Lots of things that shouldn't make sense in this picture.
Then let's begin. Shall I call it thinking time?
What doesn't make sense in this picture? Oh goodness. Select a suspicious spot. Sure, this big wall. The tower, right? There's only one tower in the picture. That's what we've been thinking all along. Which means it's not unnatural at all. Don't you agree? Oh no! What, the trees?
Here!
said this photo was taken from the hidden room inside the final dead room, right? If that's the case, then that means it should have been taken from the first floor of Strawberry House.
Yeah, it should have been.
Then this is definitely strange.
Because this is clearly not the
Doesn't look
first
like
floor.
It was taken from the first floor. The angles suggest it was taken from higher up.
I see. And is that it?
Like I said, there's lots of things that don't make sense in this photo. It means there are other contradictions contained in it. What doesn't make sense in this picture? Oh boy, the fact that there's a higher spot. Oh wait. Oh.
Crap!
Okay.
Crap! Here!
This guy? I'm confused.
If the structure of the funhouse is what we thought it was, Grape House and Strawberry House should link to the tower in the middle, which means if you're viewing the tower from Strawberry House, you should see Grape House behind it. But in this photo, I don't see anything behind the tower. No shadow, no shape, no Grape House at all.
That's right. Good call. In summary, this is the truth contained in this photo. The first floor of Strawberry House is located in a high area, and Grape House is not behind the tower.
It's not? Are you saying that Grape House is merely an illusion spell cast by Monokuma's cursed eye?
From this point on, do your own thinking. Now that you've finally met the same requirements as me, if you guys are truly symbols of hope, you can easily solve a simple mystery like this. It might be possible for Hajime to solve it too, even though he's just a normal high school student.
Ooh, snap.
Despite the fact that you don't have a real talent, you already know about the other clue.
Other clue. So you talk about that one time? Why, hello there, Hajime. Nagito, why are you here? Because I showed up. You showed up? How did you even come here? Maybe I teleported.
You're referring to when you suddenly appeared on the second floor of Grape House, right?
I'm asking you just to be safe. At the time, where do you think I came from?
The top floor, right?
Such sharp eyes. So you realized it already.
Top floor. So the third floor?
But the Monokuma archive should be the only room on the third floor of Grape House.
What does it mean?
I think just now, another hint to figure out the mystery behind the funhouse's structure. The reason Nagito appeared from the third floor. Using the photo he took, I might be able to find the answer if I just think about it. Let's do this. Oh, no, no. Oh, wait, logic dive, okay. What's the... Okay, gotta remember things. Move, accelerate, brake, jump. Y. Perfect. Alright, we're good. Woo! What the? Oh, yes. Do not want to hit those. Whoa! Wah! Alright, there we go. No problem, no problem. Easy peasy. So on, do Strawberry House and Grape House both exist? They do technically exist, because otherwise they would be sleeping with each other. They can't all have those specific bedrooms. Whoa! If they didn't exist. Oh gosh. Woo! Question 2. Are Strawberry House and Grape House the same building, or two different buildings? Let's say there's the same building, just different floors. Ah, yeah. There we go. Woo! Alright. Yeah, this logic dive's doing a lot better than that other one. Jeez, that one was just nuts. Got everything wrong. How are Strawberry House and Grape House positioned with each other? Vertically or horizontally? They are horizontal, because they were just talking about how they came down from the 3rd floor as well. Oh no! I was wrong. Oh my gosh, horizontals. I meant vertically. Oh my gosh, that is a major brain fart from me. In my head, I knew what I was talking about. Well, I picked oh my gosh. I'm dumb. So dumb. I meant vertically. Ah.
It's all coming together. Got it. I know the secret of the funhouse.
Then let me hear it. What kind of answer will you give, I wonder?
In the picture Nagito took from Strawberry House, I didn't see Grape House at all. So where did Grape House go? There was only one possibility. It was in a position where
Hey,
it could be
Flora.
seen from Strawberry House.
True. Poor Mekamaru. We were going to bring
Which means
justice to
Strawberry
him.
House and Grape House are in the same
Before
building,
him.
but on different floors.
Same building, different floors?
Then the 2 houses aren't 2 different 3-story buildings. They're actually one 6-story building?
If you think about it like that, based on Nagito's picture, it's clear where Strawberry House is located.
2 floors above Grape House.
I see! On top of Grape House. That's where Strawberry House is located. Because of that, the photo taken from the 1st floor of Strawberry House was at a high angle. Altogether, this means the 1st floor of Strawberry House is also the 4th floor above Grape House.
How you doing today, Flora?
Oh,
How's your
snap.
weekend going for you?
I never expected that the 2 houses were connected vertically.
But what about the shape of the building? The 2 houses were completely different shapes.
Strawberry House is 4-sided, and Grape House is 6-sided, right?
It never occurred to us that they were the same building because it was structured with 2 different shapes. A quadrilateral and a hexagon, overlaid atop each other to misdirect how we would perceive them. And it worked, didn't it? Disregarding the tower, we fully believed the 2 houses were 2 separate, distinct buildings.
In order to conceal the unique design of the funhouse,
Which is why the danger room was able to open up into the side there where it could look out.
Monokuma put us to sleep so we couldn't look at the outside of the building when he brought us to it.
You've just been Kuma'd! Don't you think a building
I'm doing not
full
too bad.
of so many
Perfect.
surprises totally deserves to be called a fun house?
It's true? The building was really like that?
You've been Kumad!
That's right! Those 2 houses exist on different floors in the same building!
Constructing a building like that on your own without my knowledge? How horrible!
Then what about the towers? Are they arranged vertically just like the houses?
We haven't gone in the castle yet.
Yeah, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower should have also been different floors inside the same building.
I'm sure that'll come later then.
Just like Strawberry House was on top of Grape House, Strawberry Tower was also on top of Grape Tower.
However, if they're different floors within the same building, why was Nekomaru's body in both places?
As it goes up and
You
down.
precious hammies don't know. But it's so simple. Alrighty then. I'll be the one who solves this mystery in a flash. Please watch me, Miss Sonia.
Oh, I see. Do whatever you like.
Oh yeah, she's like totally tired of him now.
Definitely make her watch me. I'm gonna stand out till she notices me.
Strange feeling, I guess.
I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash.
Then hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy.
What?
You mean a fake body?
What?
Nekomaru died with a mechanical body. It should be possible to construct a dummy from spare parts.
You're magnificent, Gundam!
No fair! You totally stole my spotlight!
So which one was the fake body?
Shut up! Just pick one of them!
I see. Pink, that pink hair, yellow jumpsuit don't make you stand enough, Soda. And the sharp teeth, no. Unfortunately, not enough. Either that or it's too much. So it becomes where you don't, you're standing out so much that you don't get noticed because the people don't want to notice you. Nekomaru's body existed? Does that mean the killer prepared it in advance? But something like that even possible?
I'm gonna...
What was the strange feeling again? Even the disassembled parts, because we just look exactly the same. Yeah, I don't think so.
Then hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy.
No,
They're the same! Absolute same! You be quiet, Soda.
Nekomaru's body wasn't a dummy. That can be proven by Kazuichi's account.
Me?
Remember? When we moved from Grape Tower to Strawberry Tower, we thought the body had moved. And that's when you said...
Not just that, the parts I carefully arranged when I disassembled the body all moved too.
Right up until that moment, you were disassembling Nekomaru's body at Grape Tower, right? The killer couldn't have known how you'd take apart his body, so they couldn't have built a dummy.
Unless Kazuichi was the one who built the dummy, then it would be a different story.
Miss Sonia, that's a pretty harsh joke.
Shigeo yo? Shishwa?
You are joking, right?
It's alright. Kazuichi is not the killer. If he was, he wouldn't have fixed the elevator or the button in Strawberry Hall.
Very true.
It'd be much more convenient for the killer if it stayed broken.
I see. That is disappointing.
I'm even more disappointed.
However, even if Nekomaru's body wasn't a dummy, it's meaningless if we don't have the important answer.
The reason Nekomaru's body was in both towers, even though it was supposed to be on different floors.
That's why I had to make sure the doors closed fully, because it goes up and down.
Maybe it was simply moved?
The body moved to a different floor?
You can't think of a device like that? A device that moves things to different floors in the same building?
A device like that? Device that transport things to different floors in the same building. I feel like I've seen that before. Alright, let's do this. I wonder what it could be. I wonder, could it possibly be an elevator? Oh no. There's a lot of T's. There's my V's. Just get some points then. Whoa, no. Oh. Oh yeah, 2 in a row, just a snap, snap. Quick, lickety split done.
You must be talking about an elevator.
What? Are you saying Nekomaru's body was transported using an elevator?
Where the hell is this elevator anyway?
A whole room.
The tower itself. The inside of the tower is one big elevator. Which means the tower was designed so that the whole room goes up and down like an elevator. So whether you enter from Strawberry Hall or Grape Hall, it all leads to the same room, right?
And all it does is change the color.
So that's why we could only enter it from one side or the other.
Now that you mention it, sometimes when I pressed the door button, it took a while for it to open.
I see. We were basically waiting for the room to arrive, just like an elevator.
Please hold on. If the inside of the whole tower ascends and descends like an elevator, then why is there a picture of a strawberry on the far back door when you enter from Grape Tower?
Because it's fake.
And a picture of a grape on the far back door when you enter from Strawberry Tower?
If the room just moves up and down like an elevator, there's no reason for the doors to change.
There's no reason, yes, except for the illusion.
Plus, after the incident, the far back door in Grape Tower had chains wrapped around it, right?
And that's why they were gone.
But when we entered Strawberry Tower, those chains were gone.
Not just that, but if I remember correctly, even the doorknob was broken off.
There are too many strange things. Was that tower really an elevator?
When you see people and things, make sure you focus on the good parts instead of the bad.
What did you say?
So, let's put aside what's changed and focus our attention on what hasn't.
Why do we have to do that?
It's fine. Come on. What does everything
Fine.
that hasn't changed have in common?
The things that didn't change when we moved between the two towers. That includes the body, the pillar, and the oil. And the hammer. There shouldn't be anything strange about them, not even the fact that they all moved with the elevator. The one thing that all these things have in common, they were all on the floor.
I see! Is it safe to say that all the items on the floor didn't change?
And?
And?
Why did the picture on the far back door change? If you can figure that out, you'll have the answer.
This is
The
a fake
reason
door.
is because that elevator has something unique about it.
How unique about the elevator? It's an enormous circle. You can only enter one side at a time. Only the floor moves.
I see! So that's it. The elevator was designed so only the floor moved.
Only the floor moved?
It was even showing it in
Which
this
means
thing
the
here.
whole room wasn't an elevator, only the floor was. That's why we saw different doors in each tower. Which means on the first floor of Grape Tower, the door on the far back wall had a strawberry design. And on the fourth floor, which was Strawberry Tower, a different door on the far back wall had a grape design.
Then, where do the different floors lead?
Nowhere.
I want to say they lead outside, but they're probably just for show.
Just for show? Why was something like that necessary?
For the illusion
So
of the
Boss
fun
would
house.
believe that the doors were connected to where their picture signified. It was actually very effective. Because of that, we totally misunderstood the building's structure.
I don't get it. But I guess it means whoever designed this building had a totally twisted personality.
Did you hear that, Monami?
Don't blame this on me. Take responsibility for yourself.
Then I'll take responsibility and gently caress you.
What?
Wait, there's no way that's gonna happen.
What?
Stop with the tasteless jokes.
Swoon.
By the way, what does the chain on the far back door in Grape Tower mean?
It was probably wrapped there by the killer to keep us as far from Strawberry Tower as possible.
Why?
Because of that chain. You guys thought you couldn't enter there, right?
Like you said, I could probably use these parts to repair that button, but... Seriously, hold on. If you do repair the button, what's going to happen to the chain on the other side of the door? Chain? The door that leads to Strawberry Hall has a chain wrapped around the doorknob. Even if you fix the button on the Strawberry Hall side, the door won't open as long as that chain is there. You don't need to worry about that at all. Huh?
The killer destroyed the Strawberry Hall button, so we'd stay away from Strawberry Tower. Everything was done to tamper with the evidence, so we wouldn't find out about the secret of the funhouse. The appearance of a body in the tower would contradict what we thought we knew about the building. In that situation, if we'd gone to Strawberry Tower, we'd have seen that contradiction firsthand. And using that as a clue, we might have discovered the truth. The truth that the two houses and the two towers are actually one complete vertical building. The killer wanted to keep us from learning that. That's why they made us stay away from Strawberry Tower.
Hey, Kaiju. Play through the first game? Yes. Yes, you do. I did enjoy it, and yes.
They destroyed the button and wrapped a chain around the door just for that?
Would it really have inconvenienced the killer if we learned the true structure of the building?
It would have been a major inconvenience. After all, this funhouse is strongly connected to the ultimate weapon that killed Nekomaru.
Yep, same here. I own all three, plus the Ultra Despair Girls. I'll be playing the Ultra Despair Girls after this, and then, yeah. Just no time. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm watching you stream other games besides Danganronpa. What can I say? If you just stream Danganronpa, then there you go. You're forced to go through it. And then it just comes down to you whether you're going to read it aloud in voices like I do, or whether you just quickly read through it, like, after all, this funhouse is strongly connected to the ultimate weapon that killed Nekomaru, and then just zoom through so we can get through it nice and quick.
Hold on. You're progressing much too quickly. There's still a contradiction concerning the building structure.
What a pain. It's fine already.
Gundam, please proceed.
You said earlier that Strawberry House and Grape House are connected vertically, right?
Anxiety always makes you read fast when streaming. I could see that because you're sitting there, you're reading aloud, especially when you get to large words. Because sometimes, heck, in this game, even though I know the word, sometimes I'm stumbling up while I'm saying it as well. It's like, oh, I feel dumb. Heck, just this last logic drive, I was stating about, okay, yeah, no, I know that this elevator is on top of each other. And you had the two choices. You can go vertically or horizontally. I'm like, and I was talking aloud, explaining, yeah, it's on top of each other, so that means it's horizontal. Of course, I was wrong. I went that way and got wrong. I knew in my mind it was vertical, but I just totally flubbed. I'm like, my gosh, how dumb am I? As soon as I said it was wrong, I was like, oh, I meant vertical. I didn't mean horizontal, but oh. I was like, well, that's embarrassing. Let's perhaps end stream now, and no coming back from that one.
If so, how does the contact elevator supposedly transport us from one house to the other?
I see, now that you mention it, I completely forgot about that matter.
If that elevator moves vertically, then when your back is facing the elevator, both towers should be on the same side.
But this is where Nagito went and had him do the compass. So this elevator's the one that turns. So...
But does this reflect reality? Inside Grape House, Grape Hall is on your right when your back is to the elevator. And inside Strawberry House, Strawberry Hall is on your left when your back is to the elevator.
Oh, I see what he's saying.
Which means the houses are on exact opposite sides of the tower. Answer me, fiend! What does this mean?
Well, it could be constructed
What does
differently.
this mean?
I agree. What does this mean? The two houses are connected vertically. The position of the tower should be the same in both houses. But in fact, when my back was facing the elevator in Grape House, the tower was on my right. When my back was facing the elevator in Strawberry House, the tower was on my left. How can I break through this contradiction? Oh goodness.
The two houses.
Yeah, let's go take in everybody's accounts. I don't remember what they are anymore. Rumbling noise. So it's not going to be the accounts. What's this contact elevator? Contact elevator uses movement has broken a lot. No. Ah, Nagito's sudden appearance? No. Mizuichi's account. I think this should be the one. Because that's the one where he was saying that it spun 180 degrees. Haha.
Vertically, not horizontally.
However, at both houses, if the contact elevator is behind you, the towers are in opposite directions.
Which means your reasoning.
It's clearly contradictory.
Clearly.
What's with this iron curtain of teamwork?
Matching arguments. It sounds like it makes sense. But I really correct now. Which one is it going to
The
be?
two houses are connected vertically.
So yeah.
The elevator should move.
Vertically, not horizontally.
Okay, that's fine. So which means it's going to be the other
However,
one.
at both houses, if the contact elevator is behind you, the towers are in opposite directions.
Oh.
Damn it!
Oop. Okay, then it's the other one.
If the two houses are connected vertically.
The elevator should move.
Oh yeah, because I guess
Vertically,
it's
not horizontally.
No, that's wrong.
yeah. Because technically there's more to the movement. Yeah. Blah 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 blah.
The elevator wasn't just moving vertically. Isn't that right, Kazuichi?
Huh? Me?
Come on. You used the elevator while you were holding that compass Nagito gave you, right?
Ah, that. Yeah, it was pretty strange. From start to finish, somehow the compass needle rotated 180 degrees.
Rotated 180 degrees? Meaning, as the elevator moved between the two houses, it also rotated 180 degrees. It was probably following the building's perimeter as it rotated to the other side. Which means the exit would be on the opposite side once you arrived at the other house, right?
Boom.
And thanks to that, the tower we saw on our right side when we arrived at Grape House appeared on our left side when we were at Strawberry House.
Ta-da! No problem.
An elevator that rotates while it moves. Is that even possible? It's like something from an amusement park.
And where are we, Fujiko?
Well, a funhouse is an amusement park attraction, you know. And since the building doesn't really need to be structurally practical, it makes for some splendid fun.
That's not splendid at all! You're inhuman!
You say I'm inhuman, but I'm just a bear. So I was never human to begin with. I'm different from these lowly humans.
So we're done with the secret of the funhouse, right? Then let's start talking about the important stuff. What's the ultimate weapon that killed Nekomaru? And how'd they combine it with the pillar?
Huh? You still don't know what the ultimate weapon is yet? It's what I found at the Octagon, you know?
What is the Octagon? I haven't heard about that yet.
Oh my... I can't believe I have to explain that now. As long as you know what an Octagon means, you can solve this simple mystery easily.
What an octagon means? That 8-sided shape?
See?
If I recall, an octagon is a shape with 8 sides, right?
But I gotta say, this game, if you don't know some stuff, it can make you feel really silly. It's like, oh, well, oh, oops.
I didn't expect you to know that. For a substitute reserve course student, you're quite knowledgeable. I guess I should continue listening. Where is the place befitting of the name Octagon?
The Grape House. A place befitting the name Octagon? That's probably... Boy, I wonder if it would be over in here. Grape House is the Octagon? Isn't Grape House 6-sided? Wait, is it 6-sided? Oh,
Crap!
you're right. 8-sided. There's nothing here that's really 8-sided? I'm confused.
Crap!
What here is 8-sided? Six. It's the elevator. Okay, what? I don't think the octagon is inside Strawberry Hill.
Crap!
Like, I can't rotate this.
Crap!
I picked that, I picked that, I picked that, I picked that.
Crap!
This makes no sense. What, am I just supposed to say outside?
Crap!
Yeah, I've literally clicked everywhere now.
Crap!
What? What? I don't get it. I don't get it. I've clicked everything. Not this. It's 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 not on the outside. What? I must be obviously blind. Oh, I'm Googling and apparently people are saying it's stupid. It's like a very specific spot. What was it like? Okay, yeah. So dumb.
Talking about the secret room surrounded by concrete in the depths of the final dead room.
Why is that place the octagon?
You know how the 4-sided strawberry house is on top of the 6-sided grape house? If you cut a 4-sided shape out of a 6-sided one, you get 8 edges. It becomes an 8-sided shape.
That's basically the gist of it. The true identity of the octagon is that secret room in the depths of the final dead room. In actuality,
I do not.
That place contained various weapons.
In Danganronpa 1, you can puzzle everything out perfectly fine, but I'm finding Danganronpa 2, they're starting to throw a lot of leaps at you that you really...
Then the ultimate
Like,
weapon was there too?
That's a little different. I learned the true identity of the ultimate weapon at the octagon.
Like the blind leaps, exactly. Like, you have to click that specific empty spot right there. It's like, okay, well, I clicked on the strawberry house because it's part of the... whatever.
Learned? The true identity of the ultimate weapon is the funhouse. Which means the killer used the building structure as their weapon and killed Nekomaru. Like me, the killer probably realized the secret of the funhouse from the scenery. and then thought of a way to kill, making use of the building structure.
The funhouse itself is the weapon, so they killed using the building structure?
That's why the killer tried to keep us from learning the mystery of the building. But more importantly, using the building itself as a weapon? Such a spectacular crime. It truly deserves to be called the ultimate
There's the
weapon.
Nagito we all know and love. The funhouse is the true identity of the ultimate weapon? What does this mean? How did the killer use that to murder Nekomaru? And who's the killer who did that? Find out all this and more. Trial suspended.
Hiya!
Why, hello there! I thought of a new bad word to call Monami. I can already tell I won't be pleased by this. Then let me say it right away. I'm already used to insults and slander. Slander? Where's slander? There's no way I'll get hurt by a mere word. Mommy is as serious stufatly. And that's much more straightforward than I expected. Stufatly, huh? That's not it. That's not it at all. Stupid, fat, and ugly. A perfect jet stream attack incorporating all three of these would be... Ta-da! Stufatly! Huh? Well, hello? There's a fat hidden in there?
Okay, everyone, all together now. Monami is a serious stufatly.
Stufatly. Sure, let's shave. Let us shave. Now, do I get all my health back? Because we're resuming a trial?
Hello. I hope your day is well. I'm trying to force myself to be more energetic, or else my mental state won't be able to keep up. Ugh, my heart's thumping like crazy. I might as well have a laid-back, so what attitude and go ahead with high energy. Yeehaw! Ah, but be careful that your batteries don't run out for various reasons. And just like I say each time, don't forget to save frequently.
Oh boy.
I never expected the funhouse itself to be the ultimate weapon. Oh well, let's just press on ahead.
Is it really alright to accept
What?
the situation so easily?
Okay.
I mean, that's not what's important. The thing that's really important is the killer who used the building structure. Like, who's Mekomaru's murderer?
But is it really okay to believe the building is the weapon? Nagito said it, you know.
There's no way I'd lie at such an important moment. I don't want to die either.
What happened to the bastard who kept saying how much they didn't mind dying?
He's right. There was a time when I thought I could become a stepping stone for your hopes, but I will sincerely retract that remark.
Retract?
Ooh.
Disappointed too, you know? If this was a murder for the sake of hope, I'd happily sacrifice myself.
You say such falsehoods, per usual. There is no such thing as murder for the sake of hope. Murder is simply murder. Forcibly sacrificing others for one's own desires. Even one as diabolical as I would avoid such actions.
I see.
It's fine.
I see.
Let's just leave him alone and find out who killed Coach Nekomaru as fast as we can. Just so you know, it's not like I'm getting hungry or anything, you know.
Akane, you were drooling waterfalls?
Blah, blah. Nagito. As usual, I can't tell what he's thinking. I have no idea if he's serious or
Anyway,
not.
If the killer used the building structure, why don't we think about how they used it?
How they killed Nekomaru.
It might be better if we clarify the cause of death first, don't you think?
Nope, my heart didn't refill. Nekomaru's cause of death, huh? He was horribly damaged, as if he was beaten senseless with a blunt object. But if he was beaten with a blunt object, it wouldn't be a kill that utilized the building structure. So what was Nekomaru's cause of death that also utilized the building structure? Crushed by the elevator, I guess. Or falling. No, I'd have to be crushed. Oh, no. Okay.
Crap!
Well, I'm dead. If one doubts me. Yep.
This is my...
Would you like to retry? Yes.
We will never give up!
Arts.
I never. Oh well. I'm
Yeah,
the
so we can
killer
just
who used
skip
to-
all the way
There's no
forward.
He's right. I will sincerely...
There is force of
Whee! Look at it all go.
Just so.
Anyway,
How they...
it might be.
I guess it'd be falling then.
I see! That's it. I think he might have died from falling.
died from falling.
If the funhouse's secret is that it's a structure where both towers and houses are vertically connected, then the killer made use of its height and caused Nekomaru to die from falling.
Are you saying they pushed him off? Where'd they push him off from?
I guess that's where the cable comes in. How would have he gotten it?
That I don't know yet.
They tied him up. They went down, they lowered it, and then they dropped him onto the fallen pillar, I guess.
Don't just make things up when you don't know the method. Where in that building would you even be able to push someone off in the first place?
It might be possible in the tower. You could push him off the 4th floor when the elevator is on the 1st floor.
Did you forget how the elevator functions? When it's on the 1st floor, the door on the 4th floor won't open.
Saying he died from falling is truly incorrect. You should burn in the flames of hell.
But my gut is going crazy right now.
Nekomaru died from falling. Where did the killer shove Nekomaru from? I wish the truth behind this is I need to solve that mystery next. So yes, the tower's still right, but that's why there's the cord there. In that case, they need the goodnight button.
When the elevator is on the 1st floor, you can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking Nekomaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor and made use of the drop.
Hold on. Did you forget the elevator has a sensor?
Oh, there we
As
go.
long as there's a moving object inside,
That's right there.
the other door won't open.
Oop. Oh no.
Which means the elevator wouldn't have moved either.
Just wanted to make sure there wasn't a
Must be
hidden.
the threshold of that elevator.
Okay, good. All up to me. Yep.
When the elevator is on the... You can't go
Let's
through the door.
go.
It'd be impossible. Then, after locking they moved the and made use of the...
Hold on. As long as there's a moving object inside.
No, that's wrong!
It's not wrong. He's right. But Nekomaru, I'm just saying
That
something
sensor
else.
should only work if something is moving. If Nekomaru wasn't moving inside, the elevator sensor wouldn't have detected anything.
Could it be his sleep mode?
When Nekomaru's goodnight button is pressed, all of his functions shut down, and he enters sleep mode.
You see, that's the interesting thing, though. Is how would they get to his goodnight button? It looks like there's a metal door on it.
If he's in sleep mode, the elevator sensor wouldn't have noticed him, right?
I see. So that's how...
However, even if they moved the elevator in that manner, Nekomaru would have just moved along with it. There would have been no drop for him to fall and die from. Yes?
That's what I was about to explain, before Kazuichi interrupted me.
Silence, pest!
Now you're calling me a pest?
A way to create the drop inside the elevator while Nekomaru was still in it. I guess it's a bad idea, but what could that be? The wire! I like how the wire came back, but okay, there we go. Wait, yes, wire. I was wondering what the chain was about.
Way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is...
The hammer is suspicious.
Nope.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
No.
What about the oil on the floor?
No.
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
No.
How about we all shut up and listen to what Chiaki has to say?
Silence, pest.
Don't be so cold. What if I start to enjoy it?
Oh, soda. Doesn't sound like how can you create a difference in elevation? Oh. Yeah, if he tied him up to the door handle, that's how it got broken off.
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
Chain.
So you're telling us all to think about the
broken
arrangement,
doorknob.
right?
That arrangement is...
Hey, cheese.
The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
Seconds.
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
You fool. No, okay. So we're not at that point then yet. Yes, we found out the secret of the funhouse, and it was really stupid the area that I had to pick. I pretty much lost all my hearts on it because it had to be a very specific part and in the middle of nowhere. And yeah, it was dumb.
You can cause the drop within the elevator.
Oh, wait, what? Okay. Even Hashime's not listening to me. How 100 mega shocking.
Crap!
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
Cause the drop.
That arrangement is...
Okay, well, it won't be the chain. Oh, because the doors couldn't open, I guess?
The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
How about we all shut up and listen to what...
Silence!
Don't... What if I start to enjoy it?
Okay, wait, what? Oh, I probably have to copy
If
Chiaki's
you
then.
arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all
Keep
to
forgetting.
think about the
That arrangement...
The hammer is suspicious. Isn't it about time?
What about the oil on the
The doorknob on the floor...
How about we all shut...
Silence!
Don't... What if I start to enjoy it?
If you arrange it a
Keep forgetting that I have to really hold this for a long time.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement.
That arrangement...
The hammer is
Okay,
suspicious.
so it's not the hammer, it's not the pillar,
the oil on the floor?
not the oil, but it's going to be
Doorknob on the
this.
floor seems suspicious.
No! Or might have something to do with it, but I don't really know how.
Crap!
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
This should be the chain.
That arrangement is...
The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
How about we all shut up and listen to what Chiaki has to say?
But how would the
Silence!
pillar
Don't be so
cause
cold.
the elevation
What
to
if I start
change?
To enjoy it?
Nekomaru's inside the elevator? How can you create a difference in elevation?
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop with...
So you're telling us to think about the arrangement.
That arrangement is...
The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it
Yeah.
about time we went over the pillar again?
Nope.
Crap!
See, it's the See, I think it's the wire.
Drop within the elevator.
You tie up the. I thought it was the wire being tied up to the door handle or
Think about
something.
the arrangement, right?
That arrangement
Oops.
is.
Bring it up.
The hammer is suspicious.
What?
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
Like, I mean, it does.
How about we all shut up and listen to what Chiaki has to say?
Silence, pest.
Check over pillar, new looking hammer. I guess maybe oil on the floor versus agreeing with Gundam. Because it came from a fatal head wound.
Don't be so cold. What if I start to enjoy it?
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop.
So you're telling to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement.
The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar?
What about the oil on the floor?
Crap!
If you arrange it a certain way,
Tipped over pillar, new looking
cause the drop
hammer.
within the elevator.
Yeah, I did try wire on the doorknob, and he said it didn't work.
So you're telling us all
Oh, I didn't try a broken doorknob on the doorknob, though, I guess. Because I think I did the wire on it, but not agreeing him that, yes, the broken doorknob.
The oil on the
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
Nope.
crap!
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop.
No, that
within
was the same thing
elevator.
that answer that I got last time.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is.
The hammer is suspicious.
Hmm. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, no, apparently I must have missed because it's saying the. Alright, head to bed. See you later, bait. Thanks for hanging out.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
See, I did hit that, so I'm not sure why it didn't work the first time I did it.
Didn't the doorknob have scrape marks on it?
Because I did that, and it had the Kazuichi saying, no, that's not it, blah, 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 blah. So it wasn't that I missed it. I don't know. Whatever.
That might have been where it got scraped by the wire.
Is that the same wire that was tied around Nekomaru?
The tip of that wire was tied into a loop. If the elevator moved while that loop part hung from the doorknob.
If they did something like that, he would have been suspended in midair.
That's right. He was suspended in midair.
Huh?
The killer tied up Nekomaru with the wire while he was in sleep mode. Tied the tip of the wire into a knot and hung it on the doorknob to the 4th floor. With that, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor of Grape Tower. and suspended Nekomaru in midair.
Yep.
That's right! He was so well hung! Kinda like.
You better not finish that sentence!
The killer took advantage of the elevator's unique feature. Only the floor moves. By doing that, they created a drop so Nekomaru could fall to his death.
Too easy. So what if they created a drop? There's no way you can make him fall and die with just that. Why? If Nekomaru is suspended in midair like that, then how
The
do you
screws
make him
were
fall? 'Cause if he's
taken out.
Suspended in midair, he won't die if he doesn't actually fall.
Broken doorknob.
Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a watch, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that.
Hello?
Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a watch, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push. There's no way they could do that.
It wasn't letting me swing.
It doesn't mean someone had to push him off. It's possible that he fell on his own.
Oh, ran off cuts.
What?
Oh.
Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right? If he was sleeping, there's no way he could do that. Now's the time if you want to take that. But in that case, you still won't be able to explain the drop. Moving the elevator with Nekomaru in is just impossible. End of story. What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right? If he was sleeping, there's no way he could do that to
Oh,
himself.
yeah, no, that's true.
Now's
If
the
he was,
time if you want, but in
if
that
they set
case,
his timer,
you still won't be able to
Okay,
explain
fine.
the moving the elevator with Nekomaru in is just impossible. End of story. What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right?
Allow me to cut through those words. What do you think would happen if Nekomaru woke up while he was suspended upside down in midair?
What are you saying? Like, how would he even wake up?
He has an alarm inside his body. As long as it was armed, it would have deactivated his sleep mode. Which means the killer set the alarm before they suspended Nekomaru.
If you woke up from an alarm and realized you were hanging upside down and had no clue why, if something like that happened to you, you would start panicking a lot, right? Instinctively, your body would start moving. Nekomaru probably did exactly that.
And then, in order to make it fall from the force he was generating, the wire was hung on the tip of the doorknob so it would easily slip off. In actuality, the scrape marks caused by the wire were near the tip of the doorknob, right?
But Nekomaru didn't fall because the wire came off, right?
He fell because the entire doorknob came off.
When Nekomaru awoke, he must have struggled much more than expected, which caused the doorknob to
not to
break
mention
off.
he would be like bloody heavy.
That unexpected for the killer too?
Well, that's probably it. If they knew it'd leave behind evidence like that, they would have at least tried to do something to cover it up.
Killer didn't expect the doorknob to come off. The reason that even happened was because in that case, I should use my full power. Here's where Nekomaru put all of his power into grabbing the doorknob with both hands, but oh, that was the doorknob, right? That he loosened because it was already creaking. That's really what it was. That's the clue Nekomaru left for us to
I
find.
see. So that's how Nekomaru fell to his death.
Do you finally understand now?
Yeah. It appears it's just as Miss Sonia said. I'm just a pest. No, I'm not just a pest. I'm a total fucking pig. Isn't that right, Miss Sonia?
Oh, jeez.
If I'm a fucking pig, you can say so.
No, I believe you gave your all.
Hey, why aren't you teasing me anymore?
This guy, he gets off on this.
So thanks to that alarm, Nekomaru ended up falling while he was still hanging upside down. That doesn't mean he just crashed straight into the floor. Of course, you know that too, right?
Doesn't mean they're gonna crash straight into the floor. Well, the only thing I think that happened to was he collided with the pillar. Cola came out of his eyes. Yes.
I see. When Nekomaru fell to the floor, he ended up colliding with the pillar. Isn't that it?
Finally, the pillar!
What do you think of how Hajime's been treating you, Nagito? He's got it interesting. It's like he's lost his hope.
So that's how the pillar shattered, and why oil was spilled all over the place.
See, I told you the pillar was the weapon. My gut was totally right.
Well, the pillar was a bonus. It's not even clear if the killer intended that, or if it was just a coincidence.
At this point, it is quite difficult to find a clue that will lead to the killer.
Then what about the alarm? I'm positive the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m. And if we map it out from there...
Hold on, baby gangsta.
Ooh, baby gangsters.
Stop calling me baby gangsta!
What'd you just say? Did you say the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.?
You didn't check it yourself? Nekomaru's alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nah, that's impossible. Because even though I slept in a little, I still got to the tower at 7 in the morning.
Now that you mention it, so did I. There was no way I could be late for Monokuma Taichi, so I left for Grape Tower before 7
Any clues on
a.m.
the killer so far, Cheese? I agree with Guitar, what he was saying in the Discord there. In this murder particularly, they were giving so many hints and clues everywhere between the whole... There's the clock in him, that there's the time, that's always on time no matter what. And then they showed Gundam, like, hey, out of nowhere, instead of pressing the button myself, here you go, hamster, go press this button for me. I'm thinking, I agree with Guitar that it's probably he got his hamster to go hit the button on Nekomaru to make him go to sleep, because no person should be able to easily do that, but a hamster could. And then he goes and strings them up, well, strings them to the door, and so on. As for the why, that I don't know. It could be that perhaps the seeds weren't enough for his hamster, so he was worried about their well-being. Or they were fake seeds. And he really cares about his animals. I don't know why.
And if we found Nekomaru's body there, it would have been before the 7:30 a.m. alarm went off.
Or is it suicide? I want to believe that, but I don't think it could be a suicide at this rate. He couldn't have tied himself up with the rope, Nekomaru, with his arms and hang himself from the door handle. It's just it can't be that. Well, I guess yeah, no.
Contradiction has been birthed. How were you able to discover Nekomaru died at 7:30?
I think that was a red herring.
Went to the tower at 7.
That's what I want to know.
Another mystery I don't understand. Seriously, it's just one after another. But I can't choke up at a time like this. Just a little more, I'll be able to reach the truth. Should definitely be a clue to breaking through this contradiction. I'm guessing the wall clock.
We headed for Grape Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Yep.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
Nope. That's a contradiction. Clock's alarm timer. That wouldn't be it. Radio clock, that's the one. Because it cannot be tampered with. It cannot be tampered. Perfect.
Before 7 a.m.
But the alarm inside was set for 7.
Nekomaru died.
His time of death, one of those must be an...
Killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru.
Oh, that other purple one just about blocked it.
No, the clock inside his chest was a radio clock, so it would have been impossible to mess with.
So you're saying there's no way the killer could have tampered with the clock?
Maybe the clock Miss Sonia saw was the one that got tampered with.
The clock inside Grape House?
No, I checked all the clocks inside the funhouse.
Oh, that's what I asked you to do. So you really listened to me and checked all the clocks.
And because of that, I can confidently declare that all the clocks had the same time displayed.
If there's no possibility that the time was tampered with, then we must doubt that human's testimony.
Please believe me, we are not lying.
Then maybe it's a misunderstanding?
I never misunderstand. I'll crush you into dog food.
It's time-related contradiction. I don't think I should doubt the testimonies. I should doubt the clock. There's no mistake that something was done, but what was it? Perhaps we've overlooked something. Maybe we're misunderstanding something. Think. If I focus and think, I should be able to find the answer to that mystery. Another logic dive. We'll go this way. Whoa, no, 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 no! Oh, that was close. Skidding down. What did Hajime and the others misunderstood? Time in the building. That's what we're talking about right now. Clocks and the time. Yes, perfect. Zipping back and forth, forth and back. Oh, do I have to jump to this other part? I do! Okay, cool. Now we're having to do some fancy moves walls. Ooh. Question 2. Which clock was tampered with? The building's clocks. You cannot tamper with Nekomaru's clock. Only gets harder. No! No, don't say that. Woo! Woo! Look at all these mad jumps. Oh no, no, don't stop! Oof. Oops. Question 3. Which house had the wrong time? I'd say both houses, because they both had the same time. That's what Fuyuhiko just said. Boom. Nice. Oh, that's sneaky. They tried to pull something at the end there. Alright.
It's all coming together.
Oh.
You said you checked all the clocks inside the building. Isn't that right, Fuyuhiko?
Yeah, none of the clocks had the wrong time.
But what if all those clocks have been messed with?
A lot of clocks to mess with, though.
All the clocks?
So even if you checked all the clocks inside the building, there's no way you'd have noticed it.
I see. So the killer messed with the time inside the whole building by changing all the clocks.
So that's what it was. There's no way I would have noticed that.
This is truly fantastic!
Oh, he's back to being
Now's not
excited
time to be
again.
pleased. More importantly, how much was the time off?
She's right, that's the main problem. Glorified by how much time the time was off after the killer messed with the clocks. Definitely the next mystery. Going to reach the truth in one go. Oh, you have high hopes for me, Mahajime. You have high hopes for me. Okay. Oh gosh. Okay. Kane's account, Fuyuhiko's account. Okay, so it'd be one of those.
If the time in...
Okay, what is the Kane's? Kanji heard a rumbling noise at around 5:30. Okay. And Fuyuhiko saw Nekomaru walking towards the first floor Strawberry House. At 5. So the rumbling would be probably when he fell. That was him falling, hitting the pillar, and the pillar falling over. Okay, let's see what we got to
Then we
contradict
can
here.
only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock. The time of death.
Okay, time of death.
It's clearly 7:30 a.m.
Yes. Okay, wait. Just reread hers again. Rumbling noise. Okay, rumbling noise 5:30.
The problem is, what time would 7:30 be? In our time.
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down?
If only I heard the sound when he fell. It would have been a great clue.
Okay, yeah, that's probably it.
Scream.
The sound when he fell,
It's not
the
the time
pillar.
to let out a
That's when he
scream.
died. So then that.
Nekomaru's alarm was loud enough. We would have heard it too.
There's no
So
point
then
in
we'd
saying
know the
that.
time difference there.
If does not exist in this world.
How much did the killer adjust the time inside the building? How would I even figure that out?
If the time in the building was off, then we can only rely on the time of death. It's clearly 7.
The problem is, what in our time.
Are there any clues that can...
If only I heard the sound when he fell.
There we go. So kind of did.
With that.
So 5:30.
Right.
His clock was
We should've
7:30.
heard the
That's
sound
2-hour
when he
difference.
fell. Wasn't it that rumbling noise?
Rumbling?
I thought it was just an earthquake, so I went back to sleep. Was that the sound from when Nekomaru fell?
Well, a huge body fell from the 4th floor to the 1st, and the pillar fell with it. It's obvious we'd hear the impact sound.
We heard that noise too.
It was when we were gathered at the Strawberry House Lounge. What is it, Sonia?
Oh, well. That sound everyone heard? I did not hear it at all.
Huh?
You probably didn't hear it because you were sleeping.
I could not sleep at all. I was awake the whole night with hunger pangs.
There's nothing to worry about. What's important is that rumbling noise anyway.
If we use that rumbling sound as a reference, we might be able to figure out how much our time was off.
I heard that sound probably around 5:30 in the morning.
Huh? You can tell?
I instantly woke up and left my room. And that's when I saw the clock in the lounge.
Excellent work, Akane.
The only sound we heard was 5:30. Like the answer to how much time was off. So yep, that's a 2-hour difference. 5:30 to 7:30. 2 hours.
Nekomaru's alarm went off at 7:30, and if we heard the sound of his impact at 5:30, that means our time was off by 2 hours.
2 hours? That much?
We were starving pretty badly. There's no way we would have noticed.
Plus, the funhouse has no windows. And there weren't any Monokuma announcements either.
However, for what reason did the killer alter our perception of time?
Good point.
The
Why?
reason is obvious. So they can lure out just Nekomaru.
Lure out only Nekomaru?
If you messed with the clocks and used a specific thing, you definitely get Nekomaru to the tower alone, right? From there, the killer's plan was a splendid success. That's all it means.
As mentioned at the time, the killer also used a specific thing. If they're trying to lure only Nekomaru, then that specific thing is... I guess Tai Chi. So yeah, if it was at 7, so he thought it was getting close to 7, and everybody's supposed to be there at that time.
I see!
That's it. The killer made use of the Monokuma Tai Chi activity in the morning.
How did they use it?
We were required to go to Great Tower every morning at 7 a.m. for that activity, right? But if they mess with all the clocks inside the building, what would that do to us?
We wouldn't be able to attend on time, but that wouldn't affect Nekomaru.
Because he knows the time exactly.
His radio clock had the exact time.
That's right. In doing so, the killer was able to lure him to the tower by himself at the precise time.
And when I witnessed Nekomaru early in the morning,
That's because he knew it was 7 o'clock.
If I recall,
That's why he left,
you
okay.
witnessed Nekomaru around 5 a.m.
Which, with the 2-hour difference, would make it 7, right?
If that time was also 2 hours off, it should have been 7 a.m. Yeah, that's pretty much it. At that time, he was heading over to Monokuma Taichi, right on schedule.
I see. Now that I think about it, I realize what Monokuma meant when he said those words.
That everybody ditched.
Too early. He didn't even ask you yet.
Jeez, how outrageous! I honestly didn't expect everyone to ditch Monokuma Taichi. But it turned out like this after all, so I guess it can't be helped.
When you said everyone, you were including us, right? We thought we came to the tower on time, but in truth, it was way past the meeting time.
Yep.
Ah, jeez. That's, well, how should I put it? What was it? You know, tripping over a foot or something like
Foot
that.
and mouth.
Are you talking about tripping over someone else's fault?
Wrong! Too bad.
Liar! I'm right!
That's not it. It's incorrect.
That's definitely the correct answer. You always
I've never actually heard that phrase before, tripping over someone else's fault. Huh.
Let's just ignore the peanut gallery. Now that we've found out how the killer lured Nekomaru, the number of suspects has drastically decreased.
Huh?
Hey, why would that decrease the number of suspects? Don't be a friggin' liar.
You'll know I'm not lying when you listen to what Fuyuhiko's going to say next.
Huh? What the hell do you mean?
You witnessed Nekomaru going toward the tower. Did something else happen after that?
The alarm started ringing like crazy.
Are you talking about that alarm?
Alarm?
A little while after I witnessed Nekomaru, the clock in the Strawberry House lounge started going off. Plus, it was just before that rumbling sound occurred. That's it. So that's what it is. If Nekomaru died when the rumble happened, then whoever doesn't have an alibi at the time is the prime suspect.
Really? Was there anyone who didn't have an alibi at that time?
Remember now. The sound was so loud I couldn't help bolting from my room. But there was one guy who never left the lounge. We were both on the same floor. It's pretty weird that bastard never came out of his guest room.
Which means that person
Nagito.
does not have an alibi for when Nekomaru fell?
Who is it? Who's the bastard?
As he was saying, he didn't hear a single thing. Whoever just doesn't have an alibi for that time, right? Yep, that was Nagito. He didn't hear a single thing and it's like, oh, what?
You're the only one!
The one who wasn't there. It's you, right, Nagito?
That's right. Nagito wasn't there. It was just me, Gundam, and Fuyuhiko.
You didn't come out, even though the alarm was going off like crazy.
That's right, Shiba. All about that Nagito.
You weren't in your room, were you?
If that's the case, where were you?
Well, we played as him, so we do know. Well, now I see that he's got an alibi. Jeez. See, that is an interesting point.
Please, say something!
If you don't hurry up and answer, I'm gonna suicide dive you!
If I may be frank, even if I wanted to go to the lounge, I couldn't.
You couldn't? What do you mean?
It's merely the foolish talk of the weak.
Not only did I not hear the alarm, I never even heard that rumbling sound.
Couldn't?
You're definitely fucking lying.
However, that is also
What you up
true
to
for
tonight,
me.
Shiva?
It is obvious that I did not hear the alarm in Strawberry House. But I did not hear the rumbling sound either. Is that not strange? I mean, everyone else heard it.
To be honest, it's not just them. The same goes for me too. I was in a pretty deep sleep, so I thought that's why I couldn't hear it. But it wasn't that. I probably couldn't hear it at all.
3 specific people.
What does that mean?
You still don't know. Think about what the 3 of us who didn't hear a sound have in common, and I'm sure you'll figure it out.
One of the people who didn't hear the rumbling noise were Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki. Secret is what these 3 have in common. Well, the secret that points to the killer. Well, we're going to pause that while we ponder. Bad luck with stuff. Oh goodness. Sorry to hear that, Shiba. What's been happening? What's been the bad luck? Why they didn't hear is true. What do they all have in common? Yeah, they're separated between Grape House and Strawberry House. Yes, they were the... What was it? We had Deluxe, Standard, Crummy. I think those were the 3. Chiaki and Sonia were both Deluxe. I remember because Sonia was... She's a princess. Obviously, she needs a Deluxe room. And then I don't know why. Who else had... I don't remember who had it in the guys. So I'm guessing Nagito was one, but I don't remember who was in the other Deluxe. Was it Gundam? I don't recall. So let's try a D and see. So yes, it is Deluxe then. Set some stuff up. Ooh, was the setup causing some issues? Hey, so look, you catch the last of the stream. Well, we're still going on. We are still pumping away. I want to finish this trial. It's gonna be great. Where's my L? Where's my L? OBS too. Yeah. Now, are you using OBS Streamlab or sorry, OBS Stream Elements or just regular OBS? Oh shoot, I needed that. You. Get it off slobs, yeah. Oh baby. Ooh. Oh, no, you don't. Yeah, I tried slobs and I was having issues with it right from the very beginning when it first came out. And then I just like, no. I went back to OBS. I've never had issues with OBS. Oh, goodness. S? Deluxe rooms? Okay. I'm like, oh no! But I've been interested in perhaps trying Stream Elements OBS. Because I've been starting to move my alerts and stuff over to Stream Elements as well. Because I was trying to use... I was on Streamlabs originally with my alerts. But then I was trying to set up like my brand new Danganronpa ones that I've got right now. For follows, subs, donations, all that kind of stuff. And then it wasn't saving them, even though I'd go to the page and it was literally what it should be. But not to mention, I'm finding that Stream Elements being able to position things properly, different font size, everything is so much easier. Use regular OBS. Figures. Yeah, it's been around for so long. Remnants of Despair say, what? We were staying in deluxe rooms, eh?
If I recall,
Yep.
the deluxe rooms are...
Whoa, you know, geez, if you didn't act like that, I would have no clue what he's talking about. I wouldn't even care. I'd be like, huh? The deluxe room is soundproof, has excellent air insulation. Because remember, I don't know what Remnants of Despair means. Nothing's been talked about for that, so I'm like, what? But yes, if that is indeed a spoiler, I'm trying to go through this with no spoilers, so please, Hero, no spoilers. I'd appreciate that. This way, everybody gets the joy of finding out all the crazy stuff, or see my reactions with all that. Yep. The Lux room is soundproof, has excellent air insulation. Standard room may have so-so insulation, but still pretty decent. And the Kami room has severe airflow and draft problems.
The reason we could not hear the rumbling noise.
That's right. It was because the deluxe rooms have superior sound insulation. You actually noticed that. Nice catch, Hajime. Are you using your ultimate reserve course student talent? Now then, you guys must understand by now,
So
right?
sassy.
The true identity of Nekomaru's killer.
Hold on a sec. Why does that lead to who the killer is?
Why? Well, that fact just now is a very important clue, and a decisive factor in identifying the killer.
Oh. So I feel like I understand what Nagito means. Killer Among Us. Who murdered Nekomaru? So, Gundam was saying that he didn't hear anything either, but if he was in that deluxe room with the soundproofing, he knows about the alarm going off. But at the same time, so he went down there because it was 5:30 when the alarm started ringing off, so that gave him half an hour to do it. So yeah, that would have to be him.
You're the only one! Gundam, there's something I want to ask you. When the alarm rang at the Strawberry House Lounge, you rushed over there too, right?
What's wrong with that? If the bell of catastrophe rings throughout the night, it is the universe's providence to stop it.
What I'm wondering, are we going to get a personality shift? Like everybody else always keeps having
You were
too?
able to hear it.
Hear what?
I mean, you were also staying in a deluxe room, right? Nagito was staying in a deluxe room in the same house on the same floor, and he couldn't even hear it. So why were you able to hear that alarm?
Now that you mention it...
Gundam?
There was only one possibility. You weren't in your room at the time. That's why, even though you were staying in a deluxe room, you still went to the lounge. Am I right?
Gundam, you have some sort of explanation.
Gundam probably couldn't return to his room because of Fuyuhiko.
You would have seen him returning.
Me? After you saw Nekomaru heading to the tower, you stayed at the lounge for a while. Am I correct? Until the moment that alarm started ringing, right? If you were in the lounge for that long, the killer who had left earlier obviously wouldn't be able to go back.
Even though Nekomaru's murder was a death trap that utilized the alarm in his chest, the killer still needed to prepare the murder in advance.
Like putting Nekomaru in sleep mode and tying him up with a wire.
Yep.
In order to do that, the killer needed to be waiting for Nekomaru at the tower. Which means when Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru, the killer was already at the tower.
And once they tried to go back, they couldn't because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge.
In their original plan, the killer should have returned to their room before the alarm in the lounge went off. And they were supposed to stay in their room. They weren't planning to come out and go to the lounge.
Which means they wouldn't have heard the alarm or the rumbling sound, thus proving they were in the room.
Just like
Oof.
us.
The best case scenario would have been if those two in the lounge had gone to check the deluxe rooms. After all, If they personally saw the killer sleeping in their room, it gives the killer a stronger alibi. Unfortunately, they failed to secure that alibi.
I was in the lounge.
Funny how just a little thing like that could screw up
So
the best
killer
laid
couldn't
plan.
Go back to their room and ended up hearing the lounge's alarm.
Hey, what are you doing? Now here's the interesting thing. Could have he possibly waited in the crummy room for everybody to rush over there and then snuck past, whoops, when everybody's attention was on the alarm? Although that's still, you don't know if anybody would be looking out at you. Rocket Slot and the supreme ruler of the Netherworld bellowing for a sacrifice. Look at making all that noise so suddenly.
But why'd you come out? You should have hid till the excitement died down.
If Gundam tried to hide, and if those two went to his room to check on him, he would have been found out. That would have been the worst possible outcome. That's why he couldn't just stay hidden.
If those two had just checked the deluxe rooms as planned, that would have been ideal, but how ironic. The moment Fuyuhiko set foot in the lounge, your plan was doomed.
Gundam? Please, can you at least say something?
Answer me this, including myself in my 4 dark devas of destruction. How many ears do we possess? The answer is 10. That's right, I possess 10 ears. That means I have 5 times the hearing of a normal human. The soundproof system here may as well not exist.
Okay.
Is that your argument?
You bastard! Do you understand the situation you're in right now?
Do not panic. The truth shall now commence. At the time, I left my room to go to the bathroom. By coincidence, I heard the alarm. That's right. That's all it was. The world is always so simple.
Are you saying it was just a coincidence? Isn't that timing a little too perfect?
And yet, I'm being suspected by all of you.
That's all it is.
Seems it was actually
Charlie understands how having pets works. Well, you see, Shiba, those 4 dark divas of destruction lend their powers to him, so that he's, well, I guess he doesn't consider himself human, so he's leeching off his poor hamsters.
I see. You're still holding out.
Taka waited in the battlefield of Hell's Gate after felling the Man of Iron. Ooh, there you go. Nervous Gundam. Yeah, he's like,
Admit it. We're going to decide who the killer is with the majority vote anyway. So, why don't we just go ahead and start voting? It's obvious that Gundam is the killer.
Hold on a sec.
You know, Hajime, this class trial, this killing, it's merely the opening act, you know.
Oh boy.
Hey! What do you mean the class trial is just the opening act?
Perhaps I should say, it's just a farce. Just a boring farce. So boring, so stressful. I'm so painfully bored that I might develop stomach ulcers. Seriously. Let's just hurry up and finish this before I
What did he
collapse from
find
cold
out that's
hell.
changed his mood so much?
Nagito.
Bored? Sounds familiar.
something
Yeah, I know,
definitely
right?
happened to you.
Is he going to start changing to have several different personalities, I wonder?
At some point during the investigation, your behavior became even weirder. What actually happened? Did you discover something?
Well, let's just leave that fun for later. And finish this opening act already.
You said opening act again!
Please hold on! We have yet to hear Gundam's rebuttal!
But he's completely shut up. Perhaps he can't argue anymore.
Gundam!
I was simply at a loss for words after being dumbfounded by your pathetic assumption. In fact, I shall deny the very basis. Your assumption has been wrong since the beginning.
Since the beginning?
Based on your assumption, I hung Nekomaru from the 4th floor of the tower and made the floor descend to the 1st floor. From there, after returning to Strawberry House, I was present when the alarm at the lounge went off, correct? Although going to and fro is busy enough as it is, how would I be able to travel between both houses anyway?
I see. The contact elevator was broken.
The same way Nagito did.
As I recall, the killer tampered with the Grape House control panel, which shut down the elevator. Plus, the stopped elevator should have been facing the Grape House side. If so, the human who used the elevator would have left it at Grape House. For these reasons, it's an indisputable fact that the killer destroyed the elevator at Grape House.
And what's wrong with that?
If the elevator was broken at Grape House, you wouldn't be able to return to Strawberry House.
However, I was already at Strawberry House. I was present when the alarm in the lounge started ringing, which means your assumption.
Gotta hand it to him. He's
wrong.
slippery.
Are you serious? And here I thought it's already been decided.
Someone solved the puzzle in the Strawberry House before Nagito.
Have you learned your lesson, pitiful humans? You cannot overcome this contradiction.
That's wrong. Something's obviously wrong. That's when a contradiction is born. No such thing as a contradiction that can't be overcome. None of those appear right for this.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses.
Yeah, see, no.
As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
Yeah.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Yeah, none of these
Since I was at
fit.
Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
No.
Or if there was a secret passage.
Ooh.
How much longer do you plan to lecture me?
There
Why
is
don't
a
you
secret
stop this
passage.
already?
Wait. I guess Hajime just assumes there's a secret passage with Nagito going there, because Nagito didn't really specifically say that. And I don't think the game wants us to meta the game, because we played as Nagito. Okay, so we got secret
Elevator
passage.
was the only means of travel between the two houses.
There we go.
No, that's wrong. No, there should have been another way to move between the two houses without the elevator.
Such a method does not exist.
Then why don't we ask the person who actually used that method?
Well, who found it? Who solved it? Who jumped through a hole in the floor to say, hello?
Nagito, you should know.
What are you talking about?
Don't play dumb. You appeared so suddenly that one time because you used that method, right?
Nagito, why are you here? Because I showed up.
There's a secret passage connecting the first floor of Strawberry House to the third floor of Grape House. Isn't that right?
Jeez. Once again, I let the reserve course show up. But you're right. There's a door on the floor of the Octagon, which is on the first floor of Strawberry House.
I think he's getting mad that the reserve course is that he so disdainfully says is actually showing up all these ultimates.
After I opened the door and went down, surprise, surprise! I ended up in the Monokuma archive, which is on the third floor of Grape House.
Meaning the third floor and the fourth floor are actually connected.
Plus, once you've cleared the final dead room once, you can pass through it as many times as you want.
If they used that secret passage, they could have gone between the two houses as much as they wanted.
I'm guessing Gundam probably only put one bullet in the gun because it looked like Nagito was the only one who got all the bonus prizes.
Infinity Unlimited Flame!
Ooh, we're getting attacked.
However, what if the killer was unaware of the existence of the final dead room?
There's no way they didn't know.
That is merely an illusion you have fabricated from your own suspicion. If you value your life, you should stop with your
Well, no, the hammer, the wire. Yeah, those are the two things. So they would have both had to have been grabbed from the octagon because they weren't in there before. Now you know what's a true badass.
There's no way I can stop.
Did you say? Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Okay, Hulk. Rebuttal. Wire. Good night from trip over pillar. Walks. Wire's the only thing here. It looks like it'd be from
Even
that
if
room.
the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say. Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny
God
of
darn it.
deities?
Argument is exhausting. Just listening to it makes me tired. Skillfully cut back against his words, so he doesn't
Even
outpace.
if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say. Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile
man.
deities? Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say. Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
This is a tough one to do properly.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say. Your decayed illusion. Shall I
Okay.
feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
So close. Yeah. Looks like
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes.
I'm letting some go through is the problem.
However, how frail I say. Your decayed
I thought I had to do combos was why I
Shall
was
feed you to the
instead
progeny
of
vile deities?
there we go.
I already proved a secret passage exists. The secret passage was at the octagon.
Vicious Wormhole was your nickname in
Know
high
the
school.
limits
Oh
of your
dear.
own reasoning. You say the killer went to the octagon. Don't bark, you cur. If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of blind
Allow me to cut through those words.
Stop saying nonsense. This is what it is.
The wire used to string up Nekomaru's body.
Now, was that because you could eat and eat and eat and it just went into your leg? You got like a hollow leg? Oh gosh, high school though. Yeah. Okay, a little story about my high school. We had a cafeteria. In this cafeteria, the cafeteria lady made her own panzerotti. Basically, it's a homemade pizza pop. Now, this was not your store-bought pizza pop. No, sir. Let's see. Let's take this lovely glasses cleaning thing here. So we'll be a little bit of story time. Some story times in the chat for those of you who have the emote. Oh no, I'm hitting my mic. My apologies. There we go. So it was like this big. Look at my face. That big. And it was deep fried. The batter was all nice and deep fried. Inside was like flowing with cheese and ground beef and spices. When it was served to you on the paper plate was kind of oozing grease. It was starting to become see-through with just how much grease was on it. It was so delicious. And it was a reasonable price too. I think like $3.50? I don't remember. It's been a while. Oh goodness. I ate way too many of
The
those.
hammer that looked like a weapon. And the
And
chain on
I've
the
always
door.
wanted them again. I should make some. Try to figure out how to make it at home. I've got a deep fryer. I should look into that. It might be cheaper than buying like the big boxes of Pizza Pops.
Those are all the items that weren't in Funhouse. Where did the killer obtain them?
The only place I can think of is the Octagon. There were various weapons and tools there. I'm pretty sure I saw stuff like wires, hammers, and chains too.
What wasn't there?
Since those items were used in the crime, there's no doubt that the killer went to the Octagon.
If that's the case, they obviously know about the secret passage too, right?
It seems this is the end. Normally, we'd end up listening to Hajime lecture us with a very long summary of the case.
Does that mean there's going to be no comic?
But there's no reason to waste any
Wait.
more time on this
What?
opening act.
No!
Hey! What?
Hey! No!
First of all, by messing with all the clocks in the
All I can do is take my
Gundam
comic.
tried to lure only Nekomaru. The elevator was probably broken by that point. Thanks to that, Nekomaru wasn't able to go to Grape Tower, which was supposed to be the meetup point. So he tried going over to Strawberry Tower.
I'm not
just
even
like
able to
we did
stop.
when we
He's like
found out the elevator
just
was
talking.
broken. Well, it's obvious.
I
he
can't
tapped
change the
out.
auto thing either.
At that time, we didn't know the two towers were the exact same place. Also, the button in Strawberry Hall wasn't broken.
Power of Nagato.
so
He's
it
just
was
like, no, I'm
easy
moving this
to
crap
enter
along. Let's
Strawberry
get
Tower.
going.
But surprise! Gundam was
Take that, Nagato! I have the real power. I can pause this game and force you to stay there forever. Tired of the opening act, it's true.
Hold on. If Nekomaru didn't go to Strawberry Tower, what would the killer have done then?
Their plan was a balancing act of uncertainties. But even if they failed, they probably wouldn't have minded. They can just
Whoa
greet
there,
everyone
Luke.
the next morning as if
Whoa.
nothing
Let's dial
happened
that down a bit.
and come up with a different plan.
And without such a risky plan, they wouldn't have been able to lure him
But
at all.
Nagato is, he's going to become a force, I think, in this next chapter.
I'm going to continue summarizing the case, okay? Through this, Gundam successfully lured Nekomaru to Strawberry Tower. There's no way he could fight head-on with the robotic Nekomaru. So by pressing the goodnight button, he rendered Nekomaru powerless without fighting him.
Don't tap Nagato. Doki Doki Literature Club. Ooh, don't want that happening. They can't skip you, so you can skip them.
Hold on! You... What did you just say? That I didn't battle?
What's wrong with that?
Don't mess with me! Don't mess with me! I cannot ignore those words!
Why are you angry all of a sudden?
Ooh.
You fools do not understand! You don't understand at all! Ha! You make me laugh! After all this time, you still don't understand anything at all!
Yeah, like we don't know
I
why.
don't understand anything. What does that mean?
It appears I cannot finish just yet. Maybe I'm just a human destined for hell. However, I cannot finish just yet. I cannot finish!
What do you intend to do?
It's obvious! I'm going to destroy your illusory assumptions!
Are you saying you still have more? You still have room to argue?
Oh man.
Your words. You said I pressed Nekomaru's goodnight button. However, that button was on the back of Nekomaru's neck. To press it, I'd have to get behind him.
It's not easy to get the drop on Coach Nekomaru.
It's even more difficult if it's a one-on-one situation.
Just as I thought, truly frail. Succumbing so easily to this simple argument, it was just a mere illusion.
I don't know if you can ever really, truly understand it.
If you want to set me up as the killer, at least surpass your own human limitations.
I mean, we held hands. It was a very special moment, okay? Okay?
That's wrong, Gundam. You're the one who's wrong.
Such a wonderful line. However, I cannot say that I'm satisfied. Listen well. I shall teach you 2 tips for making someone admit their defeat. First, you must crush them with your own overwhelming power. And as for the other, you must provide a reason that will persuade that human. You have not fulfilled either of those yet.
I guess you really don't want to admit it. Then, just as you requested, I will provide an argument that will leave you no choice but to be persuaded. Panic talk. Oh, right.
I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies!
Oh man, I'm missing everything.
I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! I won't let you!
I had no problem with this in the original game, but for some reason, the whole timing on this one, the button seems off.
I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! It's Nekomaru's back.
The 4
I can get behind him
Dark
so easily?
Devas.
This is the end.
Who needs focus? It's more, I don't know if it's,
Even if you didn't get behind Nekomaru,
I don't know,
you
it's
should have been able
weird.
to press the button on the back of his neck.
If he hadn't made his hamster open the elevator door, he would have never thought of this, I bet.
As long as you have the power of the hamsters you keep with you.
Are you seriously saying he used his hamsters to press the button on the back of Nekomaru's neck?
Of course, that'd be impossible for a normal hamster, but it would have been possible for Gundams. In fact, we saw that with our very own eyes, right?
Emissary of evil, in accordance with our ancient contract, the time has come to lend me your aid. Here's through Supernova Silver Fox Sun D. Choo-choo-choo. Press the button. Truly, this is the skyline lamentation art of the demon mouse. Oh, soon the door of destiny shall open.
Now that you mention it, after Ibuki was killed in the music venue, one of Gundam's hamsters retrieved the piece of wallpaper from the baton lighting, right?
It's true.
Hey, with your friends and their exceptionally smart brains, it must have been possible to secretly get one of them behind Nekomaru and press the button on the back of his neck.
That's because he would not have been looking for it.
Gundam.
Not just myself, but you actually brought up how splendid my subordinates are. I have no recourse but to admit it.
Admit it? Did you say you admit it?
It appears I've obtained a one-way ticket.
He hasn't broken character, so I mean, I'm impressed with that.
Then you must trample me underfoot and advance. Victory can only be built upon a foundation of corpses. You cannot find peace without sacrifice anywhere. Now, trample this life. Trample it as though it were mere trash on the side of the road.
Who says suicide means you kill yourself?
Pull the curtain strings of this worthless performance with your own 2 hands.
Wait, what? Oh. That's pushing it though. Because what I'm assuming you mean, because technically all he did was he hung Nekomaru on the door. He didn't actually cause him to fall. So therefore it was Nekomaru's wiggling around that caused him to fall and die. But I'll see you soon. Okay. Alright, let's see. We've got Do Your Little Comic. You set the lounge as a clock alarm. Yeah, I don't think it's one of these. Who was in the lounge since early morning? Yep, yep. Walking like a robot. There's the hamsters. Go. Bunk. Look at them all laughing. Boop, boop, boop. Destroyed that. We did not worry about. Okay, so that's going to be a fake one. Who heard the rumbling noise? Oh gosh, it's two of those. Hamster and murder! Guess it's not going to be that, so it's the clocks. Oh dear, okay. Okay, so let's see here. Just this one goes here. Wait, there's another one. Oh no! Okay, I'm going to guess this one goes here. This is when he started doing everything. Yeah. Okay. Mara wakes up, so that's going to be a fake. Now those for this. You don't have the button. I guess this hanging in. That doesn't seem right. No. No, it doesn't. Not yet. Because yeah, now he's dangling in midair. You don't have the fake weapon. There we go. We got these people gathering. He wakes up. This is where there's the. Wait. I don't think that works there. Because I did hear that. Loop on the doorknob, so okay. Now that's going to be the hammer. So I'm guessing this is the one that goes there then. Yeah. Okay. Stuck the 3. Ryuko cannot sleep. So he's in the lounge. Weakness is not in this one. Scroll all the way down. What was the fake weapon? There we go. Hammer. Oh. Blast off. There we go. Okay, let's get this button. The hamster pressed it. The doorknob came off. Oh no!
Here's everything that happened in this case.
There we go. Success.
Let's first go over the many tricks the killer prepared before they committed the crime.
Sorry, Nagito, I always get to do my comic.
This separated Nagito and the others in Strawberry House from our group in Grape House. Next, they lured Nekomaru out by himself by turning back all the clocks in the funhouse by 2 hours. Additionally, in order to secure an alibi, the killer went to the Strawberry House lounge and set the wall clock's alarm to 5:30 a.m. After finishing their preparations, the killer went to Strawberry Tower with the necessary tools in hand. They obtained these tools from the Octagon, which you can enter once you clear the final deadline. This means the killer discovered the secret of the funhouse faster than anybody else. That secret being, Strawberry House and Grape House are actually the same building. On the morning of the incident, Nekomaru woke up and headed over to Great Tower for a specific reason.
Clank.
There, Fuyuhiko, who was at the lounge by coincidence, witnessed Nekomaru. According to Fuyuhiko's testimony, that was around 5 a.m., but by that point, the killer had already messed with our perception of time. In actuality, Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru at 7 a.m. That's also the same time Monokuma Taichi begins. Nekomaru went to Grape Tower to participate in that. However, because the contact elevator was broken, Nekomaru was unable to go to Grape Tower. So he decided to try going to Strawberry Tower.
Such Bob's playing when you're trying to use my whisper. Got those good tunes.
But the killer was waiting for him there. With the power of hamsters, they were able to press the good night button on the back of Nekomaru's neck.
In what other game would you hear that line? With the power of... Sorry, well, yeah, Danganronpa. The power of hamsters, they were able to press the good night button on the back of Nekomaru's neck.
This forced him to enter sleep mode, rendering him immobile. From there, the killer began preparing to use the ultimate weapon. First, they set the alarm in Nekomaru's chest to 7:30 a.m. so he'd wake up. Then they tied him up with a metal wire, tied the tip of the wire into a loop, and hung it on the doorknob. After leaving Strawberry Tower, the killer then destroyed the door button to Strawberry Hall. They did this to keep us from entering Strawberry Tower, and to keep us from discovering the secret of the building's structure that they used to kill Nekomaru. Then, they used the secret octagon passageway to travel to Grape House. After arriving at Grape Hall, they pressed the button to open the door to the tower. When that happened, the elevator-like floor of the tower began descending, and Nekomaru's body was still inside, dangling upside down in midair from the wire. The killer entered Grape Tower to see if their setup was successful, and placed a hammer on the floor to look like the weapon, then wrapped a chain around the back door.
He had to have carried a lot of stuff with him.
This was done to make us falsely believe we couldn't enter the tower from Strawberry Hall. With this, the killer finished their setup and tried to go back to their room using the secret passage, so they could craft their alibi when Nekomaru died from the fall. But something unexpected happened. Fuyuhiko, who saw Nekomaru earlier, was still at the lounge. As a result, the killer couldn't return to their room, and with no options available, time ran out.
But if you look, the eye patch is facing us, so he could have snuck past.
The lounge's wall clock alarm started ringing at 5:30. Well, actually 7:30.
Actually, when you think about it, that would have been the perfect time for him to quickly run past. As soon as it started ringing, obviously, Fuyuhiko's going to immediately go like, huh? And look right at it. So then if he would have just quickly dashed past at that point and then slipped into his room, because nobody would have just immediately went, huh? And then instantly outside their doors, because everybody had to wake up like, what's that sound, huh? And then get up, walk to the doors, open the doors, head out. It would have been really tough, but if somebody did come out, he could have turned around and started acting like he heard something, I guess. I guess it depends how far down the hall it really is,
To avoid
his
the
room.
worst case scenario, the killer was forced to appear in front of Fuyuhiko with the others.
And how loud that alarm is, would it mask his footsteps if he, like, booked it past?
When the wall clock's alarm rang, that was also the same time Nekomaru was waking up. He woke up while he was still hanging upside down, so he couldn't help but sway his body powerfully. Originally, the loop of wire was only supposed to slip off the doorknob, but because there was a heavier load than expected, the doorknob ended up breaking. Nekomaru fell from the 4th floor all the way to the 1st floor. He crashed into the pillar, which decapitated him on impact, and died. The sound of Nekomaru's impact echoed throughout the funhouse. However, by this point, the killer's plan was about to fail, thanks to the broken doorknob and Fuyuhiko. Meaning, the killer is someone who wouldn't have heard the alarm if they were in the deluxe room. They also wouldn't have been able to return to their guest room, because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge. That someone is Gundam Tanaka. I can't think of anyone else but you.
Oh, look at those hamsters!
That was splendid. For a mere human, you did quite well.
Stop. Stop it already. Stop using weird words to avoid the truth. Or I'll friggin' kill you myself!
I cannot believe it. I just cannot believe. You killed Nekomaru?
But why?
I cannot believe something like that.
As always, still need to find out.
Don't wish to forgive me? Do you feel regret? Then finish it! Cast your impure votes for Gundam Tanaka! My beloved, deadly foes, let the voting time begin!
Hmm, 23 points. If the doorknob was staying attached, there's only 500-pound metal man. That's the... yeah. This stupid hexagon thing over here. Ugh. 20 missteps, ugh. Did not like that one.
This result isn't all that exciting.
It's more, how did it even hold on that long? Is my question.
Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote. Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Please pull the lever! Crap! I bit my tongue at the most important part!
Hate biting my tongue. It sucks. Do, do, do. All rise. It'd be bad if I bit my tongue again, so I'll speak slowly. Judging from the results, you guys were correct once again. Getting 4 in a row without any mistakes is a splendid achievement. That's right, the one who killed the robotic Nekomaru in the amazing funhouse was Gundam Tanaka!
Nice!
Yay! I said all that without biting my tongue.
Now then.
Now that we've decided who the killer is, let's do the execution already and get this over with. Hold on. The class trial is finished, but that doesn't mean the incident is over. We can't finish yet until we hear from Gundam.
Jeez.
No matter what he says, it won't change a thing. I have no right to stop you either, so do whatever you like.
Fall, my tears.
Why do you want to talk to one who has lost? The loser merely leaves. It would just be unnecessary for me to say something.
Listen well.
Is what I would like to say, but for honor's sake, I shall correct one thing. Correct? You guys said I made Nekomaru powerless without fighting him. That, however, is a great mistake. Huh?
Fine.
Nekomaru did fight, that is no mistake. And because he fought, he lost and died.
Damn it!
Lost and died? Akane's like, I couldn't even beat him. How did you?
This, too, must be the will of causality.
If he was just trying to cling to life, there are many ways he could have done so. However, he did not allow that.
You.
What do you mean, explain? Fine then. Then I shall reveal it all.
Let's make history.
Within the final dead room, I discovered the secret of the funhouse, and I devised a killing plan utilizing that secret. By tampering with all the clocks in the building, I succeeded in luring Nekomaru to the tower. And this is what happened. Nekomaru and I were alone in that tower, standing face to face with one another. I should say I expected as much from Nekomaru. Doc, punch that. No, he's my boy. He's my bae. I like Gundam. Shiba, Gundam and I held hands. We had a moment. It was very touching. He's had a rough life. He sensed my subtle killing intent and instantly understood the situation. And we had ourselves a stare-down. That's that moment onto the hamsters now. The hamsters must squeak it all out for them. In that situation, if he wanted to run away, it would have been easy for him to do so. He could have run away, or even called for help. But he did not turn his back to me. Instead, he chose a fight that risked life and death.
That is...
A fight that risked life and death?
Let me tell you this.
He was serious too. He gave it his all to try to kill me. If I had died instead, the mystery surrounding the case would have been even more complicated. You would never know why I, the victim, went to the tower by myself.
I can see it!
Nobody would know that the victim, me, was actually the one who planned the whole thing.
Could it be?
Nekomaru really did that?
Sensing even my subtle killing intent, as expected of you, Nekomaru.
The scourging, stinging, tense atmosphere. I've been a team manager for so long, I've nearly forgotten this. This is great! What a comforting atmosphere!
That's a great one.
I like these lines I'm learning.
And what is your reason? Do you intend to resolve this situation by killing me?
I am the Warlock, Gundam Tanaka. Heroes, Lords of Darkness, and even the gods themselves flee from me. I need not cling to any trivial reason. I'm simply going to kill you because your very existence is an annoyance.
You'll drench your soul with evil until the bitter end, huh? Splendid! In response to your spirit, I shall kill you with all of my might. I won't go easy on you. Don't even think about holding back. Don't waste your breath on cowardly tactics. Give me everything you got.
Nekomaru Nidai, your blood will drench the foundation of my empire!
That is...
Why? Why did you fight? We are all friends. Why couldn't you stop this? Even if both sides agreed, it was still wrong. They're both willing to kill each other and both willing to die. It's true. I will not argue. I have no intention of forcing my values upon you.
Let me tell you this.
However, I must say this. What's the point of living if you're just waiting until you finally die?
You weakling!
There's nothing courageous about that. That is abandonment, a mere feeling of resignation. Wait, are you telling us just to wait until we starve to death? I'd rather have that happen to us than have our friends kill each other. Huh? Do you mean that you'd rather die? Basically, they're both willing to kill each other, both willing to die. Is that not a suicide on both ends? Imagine they both died. How confusing would that be? The D2 crew? No, it still wouldn't be a suicide, because a suicide is killing yourself. You're still walking into a situation where you're hoping that you will be the victor. Like, if he had gone into a fight and pull his punches so this way he would be the one to die, then I could see like a suicide by cops kind of thing going on there.
Fall, my tears.
Ever since we were locked inside that building, everyone had been dominated by that feeling of abandonment. However, nothing is born from resignation. That is simply a reason to give up.
If you flinch, you will die!
Giving up on life, that's just an insult to life itself.
Let me ask.
Have you fools heard of the term dog eat dog? Cannibalism?
Fine.
In zoology, cannibalism is a commonly observed phenomenon. Many creatures... Where's Zookeeper Chris? We can ask him these questions. Was I just negligent to your own safety? But it's not. You're still trying to win. You understand the risks. You understand that you could die. Technically, every time you get into a street fight with someone, or you decide to try a bar brawl, you could potentially get severely beaten yourself. But it's... no matter the outcome, they would both die. Because the class... Well, that's not the true, though. Because if that's the case, he would have just let himself die. He still covered his tracks best he could to make it so he would win or not be found out. Hiding the true thing, like only he knew. The only thing he really did to give himself away was the hamster on the button. Because he did try to hide it. He set it all up very confusingly, so this way he could win. But I do understand what you're trying to say. They both understood that no matter what, if they're caught, he's going to be dead too.
Listen well.
But yeah, Neko, I mean, it's true. Like even Gundam said, if he had died, they wouldn't have understood why. It's like, well, why was he there to begin with and all that stuff? What it means to live. If you say killing for the sake of living is evil, then what would you call giving up on life itself?
I shall engulf this world.
If a world would consider that justice, then I will fight that world with every last fiber of my being. Giving up on life and choosing death is nothing but a blasphemy toward life.
I renounce you!
It is a violation of the natural order. It is the arrogance of humanity.
You.
You said all that to try to justify what you did? But it sounds like Nekomaru felt the same too. That's why they fought, right?
Damn it.
Fine.
That man had the courage to die when he needed to die. That is why he challenged me to our battle. Regardless, as I've already said, I do not intend to force my values upon you fools. I have betrayed you all. That is the absolute truth.
Fall,
But
my tears.
even so, don't you think it's a better alternative to slowly starving to death here?
Oh,
That belief is why you committed your crime.
you...
Hey, what about the final dead room? Did you do the Russian roulette too?
Let's make history.
Unlike Nagito, I only did it once, but... compared to my battle with Nekomaru, that was mere child's play.
Well,
You know, after listening to you talk for a while, I'm starting to think that, well... Oh my gosh. You unexpectedly admitted your crime without much resistance. Gundam, don't tell me you didn't sacrifice yourself for our sake, did you? Can't believe you would ask such a foolish question.
My name is Gundam Tanaka.
Who do you think I am? Gundam Tanaka, history's greatest monster. My cursed existence is feared by all mankind. There's no way I'd sacrifice myself for the sake of you fools. One of the most powerful characters, nowhere near Sakura or even Makuro, but he does have power. Just that power's in the hamsters. Not in a million, not in a billion, not in 10,000 billion years. The name of pandemonium, it is impossible. Is that it? Then I'll just leave it at that. Now then, let us be rid of this foolish talk. It's about time the fun starts. Orokuma, let us begin.
Yes, indeed.
Yay, got it! I prepared a special punishment for the ultimate breeder, Gundam Tanaka. Will he get trampled by a bunch of animals?
Please wait.
Please wait, this is just too much. What's going to happen to the hamsters?
You.
Please, Monokuma, please help Gundam.
Huh?
Miss Sonia.
I beg of you.
How pitiful.
Sonia. An act as unrefined as stopping a man from going to his death does not befit a noble such as yourself. Gundam. It's fine to start for reals, right?
Fine.
Yes, I do not mind, however. Total power move here as he walks over and gives Sonia a huge kiss right in front of Kazuichi. Or, oof, he would die. I'm gonna try to get food, Esther, I agree.
What is it, my four dark devas of destruction? Are you worried about me? Oh, my feared four dark devas of destruction. That is not like you at all. However, there is no need to fear. In this world, I am only a temporary visitor. I was simply visiting for a moment, and now that my duty is complete, I must return to the darkness. That is why, until the very end, pride, conceit, courage, insolence, fearful of nothing, daunted by nothing. Let us laugh uproariously!
Oh my.
That is Gundam Tanaka! I shall stick with my evil until the very end! Open sesame pandemonium! I shall fill hell with true hell!
Oh dear.
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
It's time. Alright, let's see what happens to poor Gundam. And some Seeker of Darkness. He is getting trampled! Ah! Ha ha! That's not gonna stampede! I was wondering if that was what it was going to be. Oh no, the hamsters! Aw, he leaves them behind. Wait, is that stick? Oh yeah, he's doing all the... Aw, those poor hamsters. Wait, what? Now are those... his previous pets? Gundam. Oh no. That was almost like a happy death. Even after Gundam is gone, the spirit of his parting words still lingered deep in our chests. Don't give up on life. Did I misunderstand what he meant? Then what's the right thing to do? I don't know. No matter how much I think about it, I don't know if I'll ever be able to answer that.
Damn it.
For the rest of the game, otherwise known as the best part? Does that mean you're super happy now that we're done chapter 4? So pissed off, I need to throw something.
Damn it!
Spent so much time worrying about each other, and thanks to that, things ended up like this. You're all full of shit, every last one of you. The biggest pile of shit is me.
Worst.
Damn it, why am I so weak? The hope part. Oh boy.
Oh,
It's such a downer, clearly. But still, even though we feel this way, we still gotta do our very best.
You are right.
This time around, we must move forward. We must continue to live and believe in our friends. If not,
You are right.
Gundam will most likely crawl his way out of hell. I presume he will be very cross with us. You're right. You're right. The filthy reserve student. we shouldn't just stand here. I mean, it's not like this is over. We still have to do it. We still have to finish this. For the sake of our friends who have died, we need to finish this once and for all. So, don't just stand there. Stand up and walk. Move forward. Live. If you don't, everyone who fought and died will have died in vain. We can't allow that.
Hey!
So, how long are you guys going to stand around chattering? The class trial is over, so it's okay for you to hurry back over to Jabberwock Island. However, the killing school trip will proceed as usual, so make sure you know that.
Wait!
Hold on! How much longer are you going to keep doing this? Island 5! Seriously, how long is he going to keep doing this? How long is this going to continue?
Now then.
Alright, after feeling down for so long, I finally feel refreshed. Let's hurry back and eat some food.
Hey,
Hold on a sec, that mood shift is too damn fast.
Not like that.
Well, you know, it's like Gundam and Nekomaru said. That's what it means to live, right? Okay, food. Number one priority. Go! She's certainly something else. Seriously, I'm starving!
Hey.
Then, let's go back for now and eat. And then, after we're full, let's sleep as much as we want.
Right?
And then, let's do our best again. Yeah, you're right. The next to die... I almost feel like it's going to be a double death. Because we're nearing the end here, so a bunch of people have to die off. With this, the class trial has come to an end, and once again we return to Jabberwock Island. I think Nagito will finally get his wish. He'll die. Sonia. Kazuichi. Sonia does something that finally makes Kazuichi snap. She probably goes off to... She starts snuggling up to Nagito. Kazuichi can't handle it, and he takes them both out. With this, the class trial has come to an end, and once again we return to Jabberwock Island. The size of our group has definitely diminished. But despite that, even if it was just the rest of us, we did our best to stay upbeat and have fun together. Of course, our optimism was only superficial. But at that moment, we were able to forget about the dark despair looming before us. However, the only thing I was worried about was him. He wasn't there. He suddenly disappeared from our sight. Waiting in our room? Yep, I'm definitely lucky. I never expected to obtain so many valuable things from a simple game of Russian roulette. Thanks to that, I was able to learn the identity of our true enemy. Don't assume anything when it comes to deaths. Yeah, I know, that's the thing. Before everyone else, too. But it's just too funny. I mean, no one could tell that I was lying. There's no way the file had just Hajime's information. I figured as much.
Well,
Guess they were too busy with other matters. Or maybe they've reached their limit? Regardless, I was saved. Things would get complicated if they found out. Anyway, I can't forgive this.
damn it.
This should never be forgiven. There's no way I can let this run loose. I'll be the one who stops this once and for all. Even if it costs me my life.
It's obvious.
For the sake of hope, I cannot ignore this. So we'll survive it all.
Appears!
Alright, Monokuma has arrived. Who summoned me?
Now then.
Thanks for coming.
What's this?
Why, it's the lonely little Nagito. Are you all alone tonight too?
What's the
Oh,
matter?
what's up? Your face looks scary. I see, so you can tell.
Hmm?
Ah, perhaps you found out who the traitor is? You know me well.
Oh,
is what I'd like to say, but unfortunately, I haven't learned that yet. I see, so even you don't know, huh? Looks like the final showdown is going to take a little more time.
Hello.
So, why'd you summon me anyway? Were you finally going to confess your love?
Hey,
I summoned you because there's something I really need to ask you. It's about a special prize from the final dead room. Oh yeah, what about it? There was information about 16 people in the file I received. But isn't that weird?
Say what?
What's weird?
you don't
Well,
even know?
there's a traitor from the Future Foundation hiding among us, right? Including that person, the total number of students would be 16, right?
Isn't that right?
But this file contains documents that were created at Hope's Peak Academy, right?
Of course.
That's right! I just reused the stuff that the former headmaster spent a lot of time making.
But
This file even contains information about the traitor. Was that person also a former student of Hope's Peak Academy?
Who knows?
Woohoo! I wonder.
hey,
Could it be? Is this your doing? Did you slip false information into the file? Are you trying to keep us from learning the traitor's identity by obtaining this information? What's wrong with that? If it's my job to heat things up, it's okay if I do something small like that, right?
well,
That's not my point.
right?
My point is, you already know who the traitor is. What's wrong with that?
You're getting all riled up.
Well, you're splendidly correct when you say, I knew who the traitor was all along. But even though I know who it is, why do you think I ignored it on purpose? It's just like Monami after losing her magic stick. The traitor's existence means absolutely nothing to me. Existence means nothing, huh?
No, no.
Well, that's just how I feel. I'm sure you guys feel somewhat different. After all, that person is the evil Future Foundation lackey who's putting you guys through this awful stuff. That's not entirely true. I didn't really come here to fight or anything like that. Monokuma knew. Instead, I came here to offer my cooperation, you know?
Huh?
Cooperation?
Hey,
Your purpose is to fill everyone on this island with despair, right? That's why you're intentionally letting the traitor do as they please, right?
Yep.
Yep. If that's the case, I might be able to cooperate somewhat too.
right?
However, in exchange, I want to know who the traitor is. I see. Interesting. Very interesting.
No.
Obviously, that's a big no-no.
Unbelievable.
I mean, I want to make everyone in your group feel despair. That includes you too. Well, I knew you would say that. Besides, I just wouldn't be able to handle the sadness when you inevitably betray me later on. Just as I thought, you saw right through me.
You're right.
No matter what situation I find myself in, my core way of thinking will never change. Or create absolute hope that shines brightly. Stepladders such as myself and despair exist. You're right. That you're a true believer of hope after all. I must say, that belief reminds me of that person for some reason.
Huh?
Reminds you... I don't know who you're talking about. If someone as worthless as me reminds you of some other person, they must be extremely unlucky.
Like.
But you're just as unlucky, right? I mean, the fact that you're even involved in something like this...
Wow.
Am I? I actually think I'm very lucky.
Say what?
Huh?
You don't know?
Wouldn't you say that coming across this much despair is a rather rare opportunity? I can't rely on anyone on this island. That's why I have to be the one who does it. If I can eliminate despair from this island, I won't be a stepladder anymore. I'll become true hope. I'll become an existence that could even be called ultimate hope. The two of you are alike. You definitely remind me of him.
Hey,
Hey, there's one more thing I want to ask you.
see?
Who are you waiting for on this island? Huh? Looks like I'm right again. You're definitely waiting for someone on this island. Is the person you're waiting for already on this island?
Hey,
Well, answer my question. If
That's.
that's the case, that person is already on this island. Wouldn't that be exciting? But who? So many mysterious things. It's true. Just what? Just what is it? Five days left. The end of chapter 4. Reviving a student. Doof. Doof. Look at them all go. Danganronpa. To be continued. I got the earring! Yes. Yes, I would like to save. Alright. So, bam! That is going to be it. So, this is where things are going to get crazy like last time. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So, that means next stream will be on Monday. We will continue along there. Once again, at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Have yourselves a wonderful night. Thank you so much, everybody, for stopping by today. I'm looking at just forward to getting through the rest of this. It's definitely interesting. Why? Chris is still online. Awesome. We're going to go send him a raid. He's currently playing Sea of Thieves still. Perfect, perfect. Let's send everybody over that way. Boom. Success. So, we'll catch you all later. Have yourselves a wonderful evening. Monday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. See you then.